soft tissue work, the adjustment, and exercises together. We found that this gets the best results for our patients. We have 3 chiropractors to fit the needs of the entire family, a rehab area for our exercises and equipment for any athlete to improve performance. Give us a call and we will get you back to doing what you love.
Carson, timeout.
Who calls a timeout in this game?
Me, I'm icing the kicker.
Really?
It'll give us more time to talk about First Western Bank and Trust.
Like our convenient online banking.
Along with smart trust service options.
We're all about hometown service with bankers that know you and the community.
Okay, go ahead and kick.
I don't believe this.
First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
The right way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the right way to film it is in slow motion. Obviously. Because authentic ingredients make a sub above.
If your eyes could talk, they'd tell you life is better with LASIK. No more reaching for your glasses. No more dry eye from overwearing your contact lenses. Right now, Bismarck Lasik is offering free consultations for LASIK procedures. Break free from the daily hassles and expenses of glasses and contacts. Life is clearly better. Book your free consultation today with Bismarck Lasik and see the difference. Call 222-2020 or schedule online at bismarcklasik.com.
The 30-inch Galactic Pizza is out of this world. There's nothing like it anywhere else in MIINOT. Too much to handle? Try one of our famous large specialty pizzas like the Blue Buffalo. Get the best pizza in MIINOT and play some laser tag. At Planet Pizza, South Broadway, MIINOT.
You remember where this goes?
I don't know.
Are you sure it was a clicking and not a zoom, zoom?
I think your quash litter valve's stuck.
Do you even have insurance? If we soak it, it should be good.
No matter how much you know or don't know about your vehicle, trust the experts at Tires Plus. Real answers from real mechanics.
Inspections are free to ensure your vehicle is always in peak condition.
Thinking service? Think Tires Plus.
Thanks for buying some fruit.
Great smiles come from Vibeto Orthodontics. Vibeto Orthodontics is a certified Invisalign provider. Invisalign fits your budget and your lifestyle. Braces for children, teens, and adults with affordable monthly payments. Schedule your complimentary consultation and exam by logging on to VibetoOrthodontics.com or by calling 701-839-6010.
Great smiles come from Vibeto Orthodontics.
At Shots Crossroads, we make 8 gallons of homemade ranch dressing every day. So you can smother your dinner salad with it, dip those crispy golden French fries in it, and dunk your breaded chicken strips. You can even cover your... Wait, no. You can't put ranch on steak. Or can you? Shots Crossroads. Don't forget the ranch.
Life is all about moments. Big moments. Small moments. And those moments you can't put into words. It's how we at First International Bank and Trust live first and have been for more than 110 years. One customer, one family, one moment at a time. First International Bank and Trust. Live first.
This broadcast presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Shields, Premier Chiropractic, First International Bank and Trust, Shots Crossroads, Sport Clips, Tires Plus, First Western Bank and Trust, the MIINOT Hockey Boosters, Roger Ward Moving and Storage, Clean Tech, the UPS Store, Magic City Inspections, Planet Pizza, MIINOT's Finest Collision Center, Subway, Century Eyewear, Qdoba, North Country Sportswear, Morelli's Distributing, Jersey Mike Subs, Pro Style Production DJ Services, and the Beaupre Law Firm.
All alone, shorthanded. Here's a drive. He shoots and scores. Esslinger dinked him out of his shorts. The Samarzik, who's got a 3-point night going, sends it in front. Schulte top shelf. Oh, what a play! It's the Demons back with it again. Here's a drive. Top shelf. They score. Now Swagstew's in. He'll turn and fire. Top shelf. Oh, Ben Swagstew right where Grandma keeps the cookies. Came up big back door. Another. Oh, my goodness. Down into the splits goes Trey Sortland. Somebody call the cops. That was highway robbery. Here's a slop shot. Ekblad from the line. He shoots and scores. Here with Lewis. But Lewis turns and fires. He scored. Lead pass. In comes Hamsbaugh. He's all alone. He shoots and scores. Puck's on in front. Here's a drive. One-timer. Deal. Shoots. He scores. Swagstew's into the zone. Oh, he's dumped. How about the hit of the week coming there? The right-handed shot beats Conklin. Sends it into the net. Mandan takes a 1-0 lead. Out in front. Morelli's got it. He'll turn and fire. He shoots and scores. Oh, boy. Mac Morelli with a twisted wrister. The Sunshine Bracket, they call it. More like the early rising bracket is what they should call it. As MIINOT High and Jamestown will play today in loser-out play at the State High School Hockey Tournament. Good morning. Welcome into our Shields pregame show. As an all-West region loser-out side of the bracket will take place here today in an all-EDC semifinal round of the State High School Hockey Tournament is upon us on day number 2 at the Big Dance at the Shields Arena here in Fargo, North Dakota. Alongside of former University of North Dakota Fighting Sioux, former MIINOT High great Mr. Matt Morelli, I'm Nick Hulberg. Good morning and welcome into our Shields pregame show here this morning. Shields of MIINOT has everything you need as far as sporting goods are concerned, hunting and fishing gear, clothing to footwear, fashion, you name it. It's Shields of MIINOT bringing you the pregame show here today for a matchup between the top 2 teams in the regular season in the West region. It's the Jamestown Blue Jays that come in as the home team today. The Blue Jays with a 15-2 record. It's the Magi, 20-5 overall. 15-2 inside the West region when it was all said and done. 12-3 for the Magi in the West, 16-9 overall. Both these teams lost yesterday in the opening round of the State High School Hockey Tournament. Let's bring in our broadcast partner, Mr. Matt Morelli, here this morning. First of all, did you have hot water in your shower this morning? I did not at the Holiday Inn Express. Can you imagine that?
Oh, boy, I feel bad for you. Kind of, but not really.
I was standing there for about 10 minutes. This is a true story. The boiler went out at the Holiday Inn Express. And I'm standing there going, it's got to warm up pretty soon. And then I started thinking about it. I'm like, well, it's 7:30. Maybe everybody in the hotel is in the shower right now.
Oh, boy.
It was a real bummer, but not as big as a bummer as yesterday where the Magi fell to Fargo Davies in the opening round of the State High School Hockey Tournament. A game yesterday that MIINOT High played almost to perfection in a sense of their game plan of keeping Davies kind of trapped out at the neutral ice zone. They still fired 41 shots on Noah Conklin, but it was 0-0 at the end of the second period regulation, and Davies scores 2 in the in the third period there to take a 2-0 lead. Your thoughts overall on that hockey game? Kind of a bummer yesterday, but MINOT High really does deserve some credit there, don't they?
It wasn't the end you wanted. I mean, Davies, we knew they're a tough team. They got experience, and they got the scoring, a couple of really good forwards and some solid D. Just their size. I think they've just started to wear us down. I don't think MINOT was as physical as we probably could have been in times during the game, but when your game plan is to keep it tight going into that last period, is give yourself a chance to win at the end of the game. But it seemed like our mistakes caught up to us in that third period. The turnovers, and we had just missed opportunities. The passing wasn't there, and you can't do that against these top teams. You can't do it against anybody. But when you're playing a Eastern team that's at the top in their region, there's not much room for error, and they're going to expose you, and it's only a matter of time. But the bright spot for MINOT was the play of our goaltender, Noah Conklin. He was doing everything he could to keep MINOT in the game, and you got to give him credit. That's one guy you need. When you come to a big tournament like this, you need to be solid. But you feel bad for him because the rest of the team, kind of that third period, we just had a couple breakdowns that you just can't have against those guys. I mean, what can you expect? You can only a goaltender can only save so many before just the constant pressure is going to catch up to MINOT, and it did. And I mean, now, but you have a new day. You're still alive to play, and you got to put your, as disappointed as you were with the outcome of the third period yesterday, you've got to put that aside. Now it's time to focus on Jamestown. Doesn't do any good worrying about what could have been yesterday. It's a new day. Is it early? Yes. These guys probably aren't used to playing at 11 a.m. Nobody likes playing these morning games. But that doesn't matter now.
Jamestown and MINOT matched up in the regular season twice. MINOT beat them at home 2-1. Jamestown beat MINOT at the Wilson Arena by a score of 5-2. Empty net goals were a factor in that one. It's a Jamestown team that's got some studs in their lineup, including the top producing point getter in the state of North Dakota in Nolan Niedow. 3-time All-West Region selection, 40 points last year, 54 as a freshman, 63 coming into the matchup here today. They also have Hunter Nelson, who's the West Region Senior Athlete of the Year, along with Jackson Ekblad out in Williston. It's a Jamestown unit that's got top two lines that can score. They do have depth. The big storyline here today, though, however, is probably Brody Hillstrom with a 1.76 goals against average and a 9.28 save percentage. That goaltender is the real deal. He's an All-West Region player. MINOT's got guys of their own that can make it happen, however. 31 points for Matt Morelli on the year, 34 for Jaden Luck. Congratulations to Luck. He reached 100 career points for the Magi in that showdown yesterday. That's not easy to do, and Jaden Luck certainly deserves some credit with number 100 for the Maroon and Gold yesterday. The senior captain will need to be big this morning. Bradley with 26 points, 25 for Jones, 22 for Swankstu, 26 for Deal. It was Gilmore that scored yesterday for the Magicians in their one goal that they had in the contest yesterday. Noah Conklin comes in with a 2.4 goals against average and an 8.92 save percentage into the showdown here today. He's going to have to be big in this showdown. Let's take a look at the tournament bracket, how we got here today and the other games and scores from yesterday at the Boys State High School Hockey Tournament. This is brought to you by Magic City Inspections. This inspection into the look at the state tournament recap yesterday. Magic City Inspections is a locally owned company committed to providing exceptional inspection services to ensure you're ready to take the next step in your home ownership. Find them online, MUINOTinspections.com. Jamestown had a heartbreaker against West Fargo Cheyenne yesterday. 3-2 was the final score there. It was the Mustangs that had a 3-0 lead. The Blue Jays crawled back into it and put up a heck of a fight late. They scored too late, but it was just too little too late. Niedow hit the bar at one point with about 5 to go, and it was West Fargo Cheyenne that advanced to the semis. Davies beat MINOT 3-1. That was an empty net goal there. So the first two were pretty close with the East vs. West showdowns. In the nightcap, the East dominated. 10-1, they outscored the West in the nightcap. Fargo South Shadley took care of Mandan 4-1. And it was Bismarck Lasik that took down that was taken down by Red River 6-0 yesterday in that showdown last night. Any real surprise that the East Region dominated yesterday the way that they did? They obviously are the power.
No, you hate to admit that, but no, I'm not really shocked. You're always pulling for the Western teams. If you're not, something's wrong with you. You want people from your region to do well and have a good showing, and it's tough when we're another year of 0-4 on Western teams getting to that second round. And talk about how important it is to win that first game. They're all important, but you can't do anything unless you win that first game. It's not like you can come back the hard way and still win a state title. If you don't win your first game, you don't have any shot of winning the state title. And for some of these guys, that's tough. Their careers are coming to an end, and they're going to move on and do different things with their lives. And some guys will go on, but you have a chance to keep playing. But you've got to. MINOT's got to be better. I'm sure same with Jamestown. Tough when you're down 3-0. It's hard to overcome and win a game. You just got to score. You got to score 4 at least. And if you're MINOT, you have when you're playing that number, when you're playing a team like Davies, there's no wiggle room. There's not a lot of time and for average play. You can't be average in those big games. Everybody needs to. We've talked about it so many times. You need guys that down the lineup to chip in and contribute. It doesn't matter who or what. It doesn't matter your year. And put the experience, throw it out the window. But when you're playing teams that have the experience and they play Minnesota teams and they're playing the tough Grand Forks teams, all these teams in the East region for the most part are pretty solid. There's not a lot of slackers out here. They're good, and the players they've got experience. For them, they've been here before. They've been in these tournaments before. Not that MINOT hasn't, but we haven't beat enough good teams on a regular basis to have any credibility. I always say, until the Western teams can beat them on a regular basis, they're really not going to listen to us and show us a lot of respect. And that's the way it is. We'd probably be the same way. It'd be like if we played Hazen over and over and we've beat them 97 out of 100 times, we're probably going to overlook them too. And until you can really give these guys a go and take them down, they're going to think like that, and they're entitled to think like that. But we've got to get past. I think it's a mentality. I don't know any other way to word it that is going to make people feel better. But losing is to the Eastern teams is not fun. It's not enjoyable, and they've got an attitude, and they're entitled to it. And whether we like it or not, they have something that the Western teams just don't have, and I don't know how you can change it other than to beat them, and you have to do it. Not a fluky win. You can't beat them 1 out of 50. You got to start being more even with them, and that's just the way it is. It's gonna take a lot of time, but I mean that doesn't matter today. We're playing Jamestown. They're a good team. They're solid. They finished with us or just a hair above us because they're solid. They've got some guys that have got some skill. MINOT has got to be ready, and they've got to start from the drop of the puck.
It's going to be an absolute war today, I'd have to assume, and an early one at 11 o'clock in the morning. Jamestown MINOT, they don't like each other. It's going to be a good one coming up today here on the PSP Network. This is going to be a fun showdown here today. Get locked and loaded. Get ready for it. This is going to be one that will see the winner advance and the loser go home here today. We'll talk to both coaches and get their game plan coming up in the Coach's Corner. That happens next. We talked to Matt Stockert, the WDA Coach of the Year, and John Grubb earlier on here this morning. We'll hear from both of those coaches when we return to the Shields Arena.
back to our Shields pregame show. It's time now for the Tires Plus Coach's Corner. We're joined by the West Region Coach of the Year, Matt Stockert, here in year number 18. First of all, Coach, obviously not the game you want to play in this morning. Great effort on the season, though. Great effort yesterday in the opening round. Overall, your thoughts on a matchup yesterday where you guys battled back, took a period. It seemed to get going a little bit. You had a good fight at the end, but Cheyenne was one better in that one yesterday. Your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I mean, I think you said it. It just took us a little bit too much time to get going, and you know, that's what happens when you play a decent East Region hockey team. I mean, they're going to come out and go right away for the most part, and you know, while our energy was there, it just literally took us a little bit too much time to get up to the speed of Cheyenne yesterday.
You know, we don't need to go down that path either here right now, but it's a topic of conversation, the strength of schedule coming through the West Region, getting over to the state tournament. I mean, obviously these guys over in the East are battle-tested against good teams. Do you think we'll ever see a change in the way that these games are scheduled for West Region opponents throughout the year, maybe to get more East teams on the schedule? And if you want to tell me to fly a kite on that one, I can too.
No, I mean, I got asked the question last week, you know, what's it going to take for the West to you know, kind of catch up to the East and all that good stuff, and my answer was literally we just got to keep pushing, and if we keep pushing and doing the things that we're doing, you know, our top end plus some, I think, you know, they can compete with the best of them over here as far as I'm concerned, and that's always a good thing, and that doesn't, you know, and I'm not just necessarily talking about, you know, us or MIINOT or Bismarck High and Bismarck Century and Bismarck Legacy. You know, I'm talking about everybody over there in the West Region. I mean, look what Mandan's done with a young team and all that good stuff. You know, you just gotta play the game and go through it. And unfortunately, some of that stuff takes a little bit of time. And you know, hopefully our game continues to improve the way it has over the past 2-3 years. I think if that's the case. You know, I think some of these things are a little bit different conversation the next day, and you know, our game's a 3-2 game. MIINOT game yesterday is 3-1 with an open netter. The other game was 4-0. The other game was 6-0. So I mean, yeah, to a certain degree, one can say a couple of them are blowouts and whatnot, but you know, the other two were right there with teams, and you know. In high school hockey, some people put a lot of emphasis on a lot of shots and versus a little amount of shots as far as the outcome of shots on goal and stuff like that. Us coaches, we don't look at that stuff. What we look at is we literally, where are those shots coming from? That's the important thing. And if the shots are coming from the outside and goaltenders are able to see pucks and make saves and all that good stuff, usually we're smiling at the end of the day.
Today you've got a draw against MIINOT High, a tough team that you split with on the regular season. This is a matchup of the top teams in the West Region when it was all said and done in the regular season. Yeah. What do you expect out of the Magi here today?
I mean, hard. They're gonna come at us hard. We beat them the last time we played them, and you know they beat us right before Christmas there up in MIINOT, and that was a 2-1 game. The game in Jamestown was 5-2 or whatever it was, and we had a couple open netters. I think it was 3-2 late, and they tried to pull their goalie, and we got one. They tried to pull their goalie again. I think we got another one. So up and down the ice, goaltending is going to be key. Making sure pucks don't get to our goalie, and MIINOT's going to try and do the same thing. Make sure pucks don't get to Noah, and it should be kind of reminiscent of the last 2, 3, 4 years with MIINOT and Jamestown. We've kind of had a lot of one-goal games, and you know, the last time we played in this building, it was for consolation, and I mean, you couldn't score more goals in the first 5 minutes of a hockey game than what happened here, and it was a good, fun atmosphere and all that good stuff. So look for a good, fun, hard hockey game out of MIINOT, and look for a good, hard, fun hockey game out of the Blue Jays.
It's going to be a fun one. We certainly look forward to it here today. Final thing for you, after a record-breaking season for you guys, first title since '95 in the West Region and in the tournament. Obviously, congratulations, fantastic stuff from your program. What does a fifth-place trophy mean for Jamestown after winning a state football championship this year and having the season that you had in hockey? How big is this for your program and the community to come out of here with some hardware in Fargo?
Well, I mean, I think it says what Jamestown's, you know, athletic program overall is really all about. I mean, you can go back to the statistics and standings at last week's wrestling tournament, and you know, I think we got 5th as a team, and we had a couple of first place winners at the state wrestling tournament. We did pretty well in the duels the next day and all that good stuff. And you go back to last fall, we had a successful football program, which I was lucky enough to be a part of, and I mean, you can go to all the sports. You know, there's pluses for everything. I mean, our basketball team, while they've kind of struggled on the stretch, I think they started playing some good basketball, you know, here recently. The girls' side has been great. Girls volleyball is always fun to watch. So, I mean, we have coaches that are taking care of their programs, which is a good thing. We have an administration that, you know, is helping them to the best that they possibly can help them, and they support them in most any way that they possibly can. And it's just good overall for the community of Jamestown because they are hungry for success with kids, and it's awesome.
I sure appreciate all your time this year. Great job on the season, man. Top to bottom, excellent run for you guys. Best of luck today, and I don't know if I'm hoping to see you tomorrow or not, but if we do, I'm hoping that you have success there.
Yeah, right. And right back at you. We appreciate everything PSP does. I think you've brought to the table kind of a different avenue for people to enjoy and watch high school hockey, and that's awesome. My hope would be that PSP is looking at avenues and ways to be able to cover every single high school hockey game, especially in the West region, every single night that there's a game in some arena in some community in Western North Dakota. So you do it for the main purpose and for the right reasons, and that's the kids. So we appreciate it.
I appreciate you. That's Matt Stockert, the head coach of the Jamestown Blue Jays. When we come back, we'll talk to John Grubb, the head coach of the Magi. It's our pregame show for the Blue Jays and Magicians in the loser-out matchup at the state high school hockey tournament here on the PSP Network.
This goes?
I don't know.
Are you sure it was a clicking and not a zzz, zzz?
I think your quash litter valve's stuck.
Do you even have insurance? If we soak it, it should be good.
No matter how much you know or don't know about your vehicle, trust the experts at Tires Plus. Real answers from real mechanics.
Inspections are free to ensure your vehicle is always in peak condition.
Thinking service? Think Tires Plus.
Welcome back to our Shields pregame show. This is the Tires Plus Coaches Corner. We're now joined by the MIINOT High co-head coach, Mr. John Grubb, here in year number 8. Another trip to the state tournament. Obviously, yesterday didn't go the way you wanted to. First of all, good morning. And how are you today after a loss yesterday? Obviously, not the way you guys wanted it to go, but a 2-1 hockey game that was pretty close till the end there.
Yeah, it was. You know, we did a pretty good job blocking shots and, you know, keeping ourselves in the game and hanging around. When it was time to go and find some offense, we just weren't there yesterday. But great game by Conklin in the net, and you know, he gave us a chance to be in a hockey game in the third period, and I think that's about all we could ask for.
You guys changed up the game plan maybe a little bit. It seemed like yesterday maybe playing a quote-unquote Botno style a little bit more than an up-and-down teeter-totter match. That game could have been a lot higher scoring for Davies, but credit to you guys. Was that the game plan going in yesterday?
Well, yeah, we had to. I mean, you look at it, they were 21-3 coming out of the East for a region. You know, they lost to Moorhead and Red River before they dropped their championship game to South, and that was it for them. And sometimes you have to look reality right in the face and say, hey, their roster is a little better than ours, and you know, we can't give up any odd man rushes. We didn't want to give them any free goals, and I think for the most part we did that yesterday. I think they had 1 or 2 2-on-1s, and that's about it for the game, and that's what it was going to have to be. And you know, we were there in the end with a chance, and it didn't come the way we'd hoped, but it is what it is at this point, and we're proud of the guys.
You play Jamestown today to keep your season alive. Is there any advantage here with coming through the WDA tournament with your back against the wall against Century and High? You've been in this situation in the last 2 weeks twice. Is there an advantage in that today with the loser-out game today?
Yeah, I don't know if it's an advantage, but something we'll definitely draw upon. Like, hey guys, we were here before. We were here last Friday, and I think we should, you know, as athletes, I hope they're very excited to play Jamestown. It's a team we wanted to play, and you know, they're a good hockey game. This should be a great hockey game. You know, if I could pick one team in the state to play today, it would probably be Jamestown. That's the game you want to play, and you know, it should be an excellent hockey game we've been waiting for.
Nenau, Nelson, Roldson, they've got plenty that can go for them, and the best goaltender across the West region according to numbers in Hillstrom. Is there something special that MIINOT High can do against this team to get a victory here today with the guns that they have?
We just need to compete. I think if we can do some of the things we did against Davies yesterday as far as the blocking shots and, you know, trying to take care of our own end, keeping pucks to the outside, not giving them odd man rushes. I think that's the best thing we can do to have a chance to win today, is not give them those odd man rushes, because those kids can strike when they get a chance.
Final thing for you, and this is you can tell me to fly a kite if you want to here, John, but is it fair to say that maybe time to time, I'm a guy that gets so tied up in wins and losses and state titles and wanting to win that opening round. Is it fair to say that maybe reevaluating our expectations at the state tournament on a year like this, where a fifth place is pretty darn good, 5 out of 20 teams in the state? I mean, obviously you want to win the crown, but is it something that maybe needs to be a reality across the board for West Region teams at this point, that, the East is the powerhouse and expectations are to win, but it's all right if you don't?
I think it does change year to year. I mean, I really do. If coming into this year, with the number of players that we lost last season, to say that these kids would have shared a West Region title, would have been in a 0-0 game going into the third with Fargo Davies in the first round of the state tournament, I think, if someone would have told me that in July, you'd been really happy with it. And so I think year to year that is the case. There's years you underachieve. I don't feel this year was one of them. I think these kids have achieved a lot this year, but we'd like to keep this season going for 2 more days.
Sure, appreciate you, Coach, as always, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow here at the Shields Arena.
Sounds good. Thank you.
The 30-inch Galactic pizza is out of this world. There's nothing like it anywhere else in MIINOT. Too much to handle? Try one of our famous large specialty pizzas like the Blue Buffalo. Get the best pizza in MIINOT and play some laser tag at Planet Pizza.
It's showtime from the Shields Arena Farmers Union Ice Sheet here in Fargo, North Dakota. This is the State High School Hockey Tournament on the PSP Network. It's Jamestown and MIINOT. We're set for the opening draw. We are underway this morning. Nick Hulberg alongside of Matt Morelli on the call. Don't worry, Andrew Goodmanson's still checked in. We'll talk about that in just a moment. As MIINOT's got the opening draw, they bring it down in on Hillstrom. Shot came in. He made a stop. There's a scrub next to the cage. Tied up on the ice is Morelli down there. He's tied up there with Jorson back in the Jamestown end, and here come the Blue Jays up to center. They're going to skate it down in on Conklin. Sent it out in front. What a play from Reed Cooper. Cooper's going to get it back on the side of the cage. Takes it down underneath the goal line. MIINOT traveling from the right to the left, left to the right for the Blue Jays. MIINOT's the road team today. In their maroon uniforms, maroon helmets, pants, and gloves. It goes through neutral ice where it's picked back up here by the Blue Jays. They bring it back over center ice. And it's going to be taken now by the Magi. Not for long. Nidal's going to take it down to the corner. State's top producer, 63 points for him. Back to the line. Flip shot came in, tipped in front. That one from Joe Cummings goes back to the far point. Blue Jays can't hold the zone. Here come the Magi out to center. And the opportunity there as it's taken by Hagan. He skates it in. He's derailed. And the puck's taken by the Jays back to center. They'll launch this one down. We've got an Lasik. 1 minute and 33 seconds in. Nick Hulberg and Matt Morelli, the opening faceoff today, brought to you by Andrew Goodmanson from 701 Realty. He checks in at the state tournament time every time, as you know.
Good, he should.
He should, yeah. Mm-hmm. And as Andrew Goodmanson would say, the Holiday Inn Express, you know how when you stay at a Holiday Inn Express, you learn all that stuff? He says the Holiday Inn Express got their slogan after they stayed at my house. Well, thanks for checking in today, Goody. We appreciate you. It's Conklin against Hillstrom, blue paint. To our left is Hillstrom, blue paint to our right is Conklin, and the Magi are on the retrieve with Aiden Deal back in their own territory. Deal was railed back in behind the net. Nino got into him. MIINOT fans wanted a call. I thought maybe we'd see one. They're letting them play prison rules here today. And offsides on that whistle with 15-11 left in the opening period. Nobody on the board yet, but boy, that was a hit down in deep as Aiden Deal got railed from Nolan Nino.
It's going to be physical. You got to play physical. You just can't. Don't be the receiver all the time. You lay your body on your, we've got to set the tone themselves.
Underneath the net, Matson's got it. He works it around to the near side here. Puck's taken by the Blue Jays. Got guys just standing in front of us like we're not trying to do a job here, for goodness sakes. Hello, fellas. Excuse us. Puck comes back up to the point. Across it comes now. It's going to be taken here. Work back away to the near side corner. Jays have possession. Defensive zone for the Magi. Out to center they come, and it's taken out by Jones. Up to Eli Hansen. He's in over the blue line. Hansen turns and fires, and the glove save is made from Hillstrom. He'll hang on to it. A good tempo early in this one, and an even better crowd here in the Farmers Union Insurance Center here next to the Shields Arena. Good
full
tempo.
Yeah, it's full in here. That's good. Good for these guys. They're into it. The crowd's into it. Now it's going to be wide. It's going to be back and forth today. And you got to be ready and step it up today.
Face-off on the blocker side of Brody Hillstrom, the All-West Region selection. That kid is huge. Stands about 6'5" in the goal paint, at least with the goal pads on. I don't have the official numbers on him, but he towers above the crossbar. He's been good on the year. He's towered in the numbers as well as the top goaltender in the West Region, according to the numbers across the board. Puck's underneath the Minot High net. Hunter Nelson tried to feed it out front. Taken there, back away by the Jays. Now it's up to center. Here comes Gilmore. He'll chip this one down back into Jamestown territory. We're in after it is McLaughlin. McLaughlin touches up. There's an icing on the Magi with 14:08 to play in a scoreless first period.
Well, we talk about little things like that. You got to gain the red line. You just got to battle away, and you got to get over it. So we're not, we can't keep having all these icings. You're relying on these defensive zone faceoffs. Man's got to start winning some more draws, but got to get that red line.
Can you imagine that the boilers are out at the Holiday Inn Express and there's no hot water for the showers this morning? I'm telling you, I woke up, I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Good breakfast. I went to the hot tub first, by the way. That was nice. Puck comes back out in front for the Magi in their own D end. They go back up to center. Luck's got it here with a backhand. He'll chip it down on the glove side of Hillstrom underneath the net. Luck got it out in front. Tried to feed it there to Swankstu. It was taken by the Jays. They sweep it to the corner. And in after it down and deep for Jamestown in their own D end. The puck's tied up on the half boards underneath. It comes now, center slot taken here by the Jays, and they're going to rush it back up to center where it's moved ahead to Ninow again. Here's side wing. This kid's a next-level player. Fires an odd-angle shot towards the goal. Conklin stopped it, and Conklin continues to shine here at the State High School Hockey Tournament. Hagen's got it underneath his own net. He coughed it up out in front. Nino onto the backhand of the forehand. He'll shoot and fire, knocked down out in front. Nice play there as Reed Cooper got in the way of that one and ate the shot from Nolan Nino right in the belly. Not where you want to take that one. Puck goes back into the far corner. Bradley scrums forward here. Bradley back behind the net, reverses it to the far side. Half boards, Minot High trying to clear their own end. They do. They're up to center now, and Schuster's going to knock it out of the air and carry into the offensive zone. On the far side, Wally on his pocket pick. Comes back now, and it's fired in towards the net. Stop was made from Hillstrom. 12:49 to play in the opening period. It's scoreless on the First International Bank and Trust scoreboard. Good morning to all you folks joining us here today on the 11 o'clock hour here on Friday morning. State hockey, not the day that anybody wants to get up early at the state tournament. But nevertheless, a fifth place trophy on the line from one of these two teams that will advance into that consolation championship tomorrow. The other team will have their season come to an end. Here's a drive coming from the Magi. It's knocked out in front of the Blue Jay net. It's pushed back up to center where Roldson's got it. He spins it away to Nelson off the wall. Comes all the way down in behind Conklin, and an icing on the Blue Jays with 12:11 to play in a scoreless first period.
Well, not a bad start by either teams, but you've got to be aware. Mine's got to be aware when Nino and Nelson, those guys are out there. Those guys can skate. They're good with the puck. They're going to play a lot, and they make their other teammates so much better just because they're so skilled.
Face-off will be on Brody Hillstrom's blocker side. Minot cheerleaders are here in full force. You hear them in the background here at Shields Arena. Puck's underneath the net, comes out in front. Right in front of Brody Hillstrom. It came out of the tank for Deal. He fired one up, and a nice stop from the Jamestown netminder to keep it scoreless.
Yeah, I don't think you got all of it on it, but either way, you got such, like you were saying, such a big goaltender. He takes up so much room.
Face-off on his blocker side. Deal's in on the draw. Stepped in there against Jorison on the other side, and Jorison won it back, but it's Minot High's Radke at the point that holds it and delivers it down to the far corner. Back underneath the goal line, it's going to be swept away. Blue Jays and Magi scrum for it at the half boards, and Nelson's out with it. He can skate. He's got the motor on. He got it to center, but it was taken by Manson and hammered right back into the zone. And here come the Magi in the forecheck. Puck's back in behind the Blue Jay net, far wing. Left to the right on your radio dial today for Jamestown in the first to the third. They go left to right now as they bring it across. Here's a drive that came in. Radke knocked down the first one. Second one came back to Brooks Rolson after the Radke block, and then Conklin steered it aside. Down to the corner. There's a big hit from Radke. Good morning. He sent a player stumbling to the ice there. That was Brooks Rolson on the wrong side of the hit from Radke down to the corner. Magi went out of the zone with it. Blue Jays pushed it right back in. Now Radke's got it here. He goes up off the glass to center where Luck feeds it off to Jones, and Jones is ahead into the offensive zone. He'll fire. Comes back to Brock Jones. Now Jaden Luck. He'll turn that one upstairs. Oh, he missed the top corner. 100th point in his career yesterday as a magician for Jaden Luck. He looked for 101, and he sent it high in the net, and then the Blue Jays take it to ice it all the way down.
Wow, MIINOT, it's kind of like yesterday. We had some nice opportunities. We're missing the net. We've got to you got to hit the net on those. Jamestown's not going to give you much. I don't think you were saying earlier that they don't give up a lot of shots. MIINOT's got it. You got shots in the slot. It's got to be on net.
Jamestown put together their best season since 1995. They won the West Region regular season championship. They shared that honor with MIINOT at the top of the list. And then they steamrolled everybody in the region tournament, taking the top spot. Here they come to center with the best player in the state, Ninow, 2-on-1. Ninow pushes it out towards Conklin. Conklin goes down, makes the stop. Cooper and Ninow having a scrum. Here comes Morelli to the rescue. Gets on the back of Ninow. Luck and Ninow are having a conversation. The young man Morelli's in there, slicing and dicing just a bit. And the boys in blue and the boys in maroon today showing that there's no friendship in this one early on with 10:36 left in the opening period. Scoreless hockey game on the First International Bank and Trust scoreboard.
Maybe they didn't get their coffee this morning.
What?
Well, I mean, that's good though. Rest, as long as it's about even, and they just either call nothing or you even it up. But it's going to be like that. The rest, it's the way this day is going to be like that. It's got to, be smart and stay out of the box.
Puck came in front of Conklin. Stop was made underneath the net, back to the far point. Blue Jays with possession. They fired forward. Gilmore took it. He goes over to Luck on the far side, and then Luck pushes back to center where Gilmore's up through the neutralized zone. Nidow's got it back now. Morelli strips him of it. MIINOT High's end on the delayed offsides. I thought they touched up. They didn't. Morelli's got to step out of the blue line and then back in. But it's Ninow that just circles back in his own territory here. Ninow pushes it up to center. Into the zone comes Joe Cummings. He's going to fire it on goal. Conklin makes another save, and the puck is flipped up out to center. We're back on the retrieve for the Blue Jays. It's McLaughlin in his own territory. Whipped back up through center. Got away from Jorison. Back into the possession of the Magi with Reed Cooper on the near side wall. And it's a dump and chase game again for the Magicians. 9:37 to play in the opening period. Nobody scored yet. The tempo is high. The atmosphere is electric. And the stakes are even bigger today as the winner moves on. And the loser goes home. Puck's taken here by the Blue Jays. Back to center. They flip it up into the neutral ice zone. Bounces into Magi territory. Freeman sends it right back out through neutral ice. And it's a game of teeter-totter now, or ping-pong. You call it whatever you'd like. Into the offensive zone. The Blue Jays bring it back now. They send it out front. Loose in front of the cage. Knocked down. Center slot. Puck taken away here by Esslinger. And Esslinger's going to push this one up to center. He's got Swangster with him. Esslinger walks over the blue line, drops it back. Here's Jones, fires, blocker save, Hillstrom. Freeman's got it. He sends it towards the net. Hillstrom had a stick save. It was going wide anyhow. Under 9 to play in the opening period. Scoreless on the First International Bank and Trust scoreboard. Blue Jays take it away in their own end, and here comes Hunter Nelson. Man, he can motor. He brings it in over the MIINOT High stripe. Nice play. Brock Manson took it from him with ease. And we go back the other way now as it's taken by Swangstu up to Jones, and on a 1-on-3. Swangstu peels off and goes for a change. Meanwhile, Jones is a one-man wrecking crew for the Magi down in the offensive territory. It's held at the line by Radke. He's going to send it in. Blue Jays knock it down. This one's wide open this morning as we go back and forth. The Blue Jays back to center. They're going to dump it in back behind Conklin. Caromed off the glass and came right out in front. I think I need an inhaler. I'm not exactly sure. I'm out of breath here. We haven't had a break in a while. 8 minutes, 8 seconds left in the opening period. The Magi dump it down. Blue Jays are back in after it. And here they come back the other way with Ninow up to center on the 2-on-2. What an entertaining hockey game so far as Ninow brings it in, drops it back. Here's a drive, went wide. That one, the opportunity came from Gerhardt trying to pick up point number 9 of the season. Sent it wide of the cage, and the puck bounces out in front of the Magi. Net taken, fired, shot. Oh, where's it at? Underneath the pads of Conklin. Hang on tight. That one was right at the goal line. It's still scoreless with 7:43 left.
MIINOT's got to realize you can't keep trying to go with cross ice going up the middle like that. We've had so many opportunities where just got to hit the guy on the near side. They're trying to make that cross ice pass, and it's not working. They're getting knocked down and hitting skates, and that won't work against these guys. The good teams expect that. They're smarter than that. MIINOT's got to realize that it's not working anymore.
Puck's up off the glass for Morelli in the MIINOT High defensive end. He flipped it out to center. Puck comes back away to the near side wing where it's going to be taken by the Blue Jays in their own territory. They go back to retrieve, and they're going to start the rush up to center here again. This is a Jamestown team that's outscored their opponents on the season 119-41 on the year. Those are pretty impressive numbers for Matt Stockert's crew. He was named the Region Coach of the Year. Jamestown team that's had a good run here in 21-22. Shot came into the glove that went, and Hillstrom hangs on to it.
Well, I mean, it's you can't let Nino and Nelson, with all that open space, they get going. Those guys can skate. They're quick. They're looking for, all they think is offense. That's the way their game is wired. They're offensive players. They're looking for any opportunity to get an odd man rush.
Puck's going to be taken here on the blocker side of Hillstrom. With possession. It's going to go down to the corner. Now it's scrum for underneath the goal line. They continue to battle after it here as it's taken now by the Blue Jays. They're going to push it up to center ice. So they walk through the neutral ice zone where they dump and chase down and behind Conklin. In after it is Deal, the freshman. Tried to move it away to the near side wing. He did. Got it up now to Schuster. Schuster's trying to clear the zone. Had it hop off of his tape when he couldn't get it out. The Blue Jays hold it in. They bring it down to the corner now as the scrum continues hit after it. On the near side wing, it's Max Mayhus with the puck. Mayhus sent it underneath the goal line. Deals in after it. Near side half wall comes to Mike Mahoney. Mahoney's got it here. He went back up to the blue line for Zalumskis, and Zalumskis sails it in. Now there's real estate to the corner. Here for Esslinger. He reverses it back to Radke. Radke goes after it far side. Blue Jays win the race to the puck all of a sudden. They've got it underneath the Mountain High goal line, and the Magicians finding themselves hemmed in a bit here. Here comes Deal up to center. Deal works it on the near side wall. Sent it up intended for Schuster. Taken away. Back come the Jays. They're in. Jorison turns and fires. Conklin made the stop. Jorison's got it here, center slot, sent away to Nelson, tried to feed it back. Jorison has it again, and Jorison goes down to the top of the circle, shuffles it back to the point, up to Zalumskis, fires on, hit traffic of Esslinger in front. Hagen's trying to clear it out, he's going to now. Hagen run into at center ice, he's hauled down, power play coming for the Magi. And you can hear the Mountain High fans like that call here on a early Friday morning for high school hockey.
Oh, it's a good play, but getting out of there, you keep your feet moving. They got to drag him down, draw a penalty. Now, Lions power plays got to get something going here. You got to be better than yesterday. We had a couple the one power play. I don't think we got a shot on goal. You've got the name of the game is to pour as many shots on net as you can. Not necessarily from the side, but from the top slot, blue line. You got to get some quality shots on. He's such a good goaltender. He's not giving up any soft ones. We know that.
Puck's going to be taken here and worked back away up to Bradley at the point. Mountain High power plays out. They've been deadly on the man advantage this season, and they possess it here underneath. Deal sent it out front. Nobody there. Morelli's got it at the near side point. He'll shuffle it down to the half wall. 5:20 to play in a scoreless first period. Back to Bradley at the line. He'll whistle in. Oh, that one came in. Hillstrom got the blocker on it, I think. And it comes back away to the near side wing where it comes back to the point. Bradley throws it across the blue line, held in by Deal. He goes high up off the glass with the 9-iron, sent it down to the corner. The Magi working around the perimeter. Morelli's got it pinned up at the top of the circle. Comes back away now to the Blue Jays, tried to clear it out. They can't quite do so. We're down to 1 minute, 16 seconds of power play time for the Magi. First specialty teams activity of the game. And the Jays are going to launch this one all the way to the other end of the ice surface where Conklin stepped out of the net to play it. He left it back in behind for Bradley. Bradley to Morelli, near side wing to the far. Through center it comes now for Deal. And Deal's going to skate in with it. Brings it underneath the goal line. A quick visit to Gretzky's office and then right back out where he goes back to Morelli at the point. Now Bradley, Morelli's going to walk. He's going to turn, fire. That one knocked down in front and swept out of there, but a good chance is Mountain High on the goaltender screened, and Hillstrom made the save. 4:13 to play in the opening period. 35 seconds remains of power play time for the Magi. It's scoreless as Swangstu brings it into the offensive zone. Swangstu's down in the corner. He's underneath the goal line. Trying to work it back away to the far side, bottom of the circle. Goes over to Jaden Luck, the captain, out in front. Esslinger one-timer, put it on net. Hillstrom made the save. Puck comes back away now to Swangstu. Got it away to Luck here on the near side half wall. Sent back over to Radke. He lost an edge, and he went down. That brought the Jamestown fans to volume as the Blue Jays ice it down again, and that's going to do it for the Mountain High power play. They go 0 for 1 early in this one. They did have some chances, however, just not quite as good as they were in the regular season on the man advantage, undoubtedly. Puck's taken here by the Jays. They rush it ahead forward. Nienau's got a breakaway. He's going to step in. Puck hopped over his tape as Cooper and Radke were in after him. And now the puck's tied up on the near side wall. Defensive zone for the Magi, right side of your radio dial, where the Magi push out to the left again and take it here. Oh, man, Esslinger was just railed. How was that not an elbowing call? That was a...
Probably should have been a charging or a boarding.
Oof time. Well, they're letting him play today, and I'm not going to knock that. Prison rules are in full effect, but Esslinger probably a bit dazed and confused right now, as that one was a big hit on the near side wall. Puck's pushed back up to center. Goes back away to the near side. Swangstu got rocked yesterday in the matchup against Davies. This one's into the glove of Hillstrom. Swangstu got rocked yesterday, and I made the comment that he didn't know if he was in Grand Forks or in Fargo. And the Red Peppers about 100 miles away, and unfortunately for everybody, that's the case here. But
he's taking some big hits, but I mean, these guys, you know it's going to be physical. There's no love lost between these two teams. You just have to be physical right back without getting penalties.
Puck's going to be taken and worked away on the near side wing. Offensive zone for the Magi. 2:37 to play here in the opening period. Nobody on the board, and here comes the power play for the Blue Jays. Tripping's going to be the call here on Riley Hagan. He's going to go to the sin bin, and we exchange man advantages here. And the power play comes out for the first time for one of the most powerful power plays in the league. They scored 8 times on the power play in the WDA tournament. And now it's the Blue Jays that have the opportunity here with 2 minutes and 31 seconds left in our opening period on a scoreless Friday morning. Faceoff taken and won by the Magi. Their own D end. It's taken by Bradley. Got it off to Cooper, and Cooper sends it to the other end of the ice surface. Down it comes back behind the net of Hillstrom. Set up here by the Blue Jays. It's McLaughlin up to center. Got it back away to Nelson to the near side. Nienau's into the zone. Nienau, top of the circle. Sent it out in front. Oh, Nelson was streaking. He sent it to him. He just missed the net on that excellent play. Puck's pushed back up to center. Luck. Short-handed, working hard, gets it out to center, and he sends it all the way in. We're inside 2 minutes to play in the opening period. Minute 24 remains a Jamestown power play time. MIINOT had a chance on the man advantage about a minute and a half ago. They didn't score. Nienau's in with it. He'll go coast to coast. Turns it out in front. Oh, in front of the net. Hunter Nelson took that one and shot up like a bottle rocket up into the protective mesh as it was tipped out in front by the Magi defenders. Nice opportunity for Jamestown.
Well, there's nothing wrong with letting the guy bring it in and go if he wants to go end to end, but just keep him to the outside. But it's the guys in the slot that you got to worry about, those trailers. Guys that don't have the puck are the most dangerous. You got to know where those guys are.
Face off on Conklin's glove side. Puck's going to be taken here by the Magicians. They try to clear. It's Nienau at the point that held it in. Then Radke took it and fired it out. Radke got it to center.
They got to be out of the zone. You have a chance to take a shot and put something. You got to put something on it. I mean, come on, you guys. Got to be all the way down the ice.
83 seconds to play here in the first period. 49 seconds of power play time for the Jays. Scoreless. Puck's taken here by Morelli. He launches it up off the glass and all the way down. Puck goes all the way back in behind Hillstrom, where he leaves it back behind the net here for McLaughlin. 22 points for the D-man here for the Blue Jays. He comes to the near wing, to the state's top producer, looking for 64 on the point column. He goes coast to coast, trying to bring it up. Oh, nice play. Bradley got the stick on Nienau, looking for that 64th point of the year. And Bradley took it and sent it to the other end of the ice. Under a minute to play in the opening period. Nienau's back over center again. He walks and fires. Blocker save. It's going to be taken back on the blocker's side, taken by Esslinger. He's trying to clear it out. He can't quite do so. Comes underneath the goal line. Away to Joe Cummings. He brings it to the near side wing. And the Magi flip out to center again, where Swangstu got it ahead forward. Hagan's out of the box. We're down to 27 seconds to play here in the opening period. Jamestown with the puck. Offensive zone. They go underneath the goal line for Gerhardt. Makes a spin move underneath the red line, comes back up to the point, across D to D. It goes for Zalomsky, sends it over. Kids caught him down. We're at 13 seconds. Conklin, blocker stop, comes to the corner. Taken here by the Magi, and they bomb it all the way down for an icing with 5.5 left in the opening frame. And Jamestown's got some pressure at the end of this first period of play. MIINOT trying to weather the storm right now in a scoreless hockey game.
Well, there's chances where you have to get the puck out. It's got to be out. It can't be to the blue line and let their defenseman handle it. It's got to be all the way down as time is and you're on the penalty kill. I don't care how you do it, but it's got to be all the way down.
Puck's out in front of Conklin. He goes down and makes the stop. There's a scrum in front of the MIINOT High net where Brock Matson's got a Blue Jay pinned up, or their helmets stuck together. What's going on there? No, maybe they were. It was Nelson that was in. It was Matson on top of him, giving him the old good morning cross check across the lower back. This is the 89th all-time meeting between the Blue Jays and the Magi, by the way, since 1974. Periods ended, and it's scoreless at the end of one. Any idea what the all-time record is? Who's got the advantage in the 88 previous meetings of this one?
I don't know. I would say it's probably pretty close.
57-31. MIINOT's got the advantage in the win-loss column. 57 for the Magi, 31 for the Blue Jays. This one the biggest now in history here because the winner moves on to tomorrow. The loser goes home. These two teams actually met up in this same matchup. That was back in, what year would that have been? 2018, 2019. Jamestown beat MIINOT 3-1 for the consolation championship, actually, one day after this one. So it's a matchup that they've been in before. Nevertheless, one that both teams are looking forward to winning here today, because if they don't, they got to get on the bus and get ready with the baseball bats and the baseball mitts. We're through one scoreless hockey game on the First International Bank and Trust scoreboard. It's been up and down. It's a teeter-totter affair today. It's a prize fight. It's every analogy you want to use for this one. It's a big one today, as both of these teams trying to keep their season alive and their state tournament hopes alive as well. We'll come back to the Premier Chiropractic Intermission Report. Premier Chiropractic in the Magic City is focused on improving the overall health of MIINOT and the surrounding areas. With the most cutting-edge advances in natural health care today, find them online, premierchiropracticnd.com. That's our family's choice for chiropractic care in the Magic City. Visit Dr. Kirk Mason, Dr. Coney Haugen, or Dr. Becky Perry-Dobries at Premier Chiropractic. We'll break down the first period of play. When we come back, we'll look at the girls' tournament and where the teams fall in line for day number 2. We'll look back at the boys' bracket as well when we come back to our intermission report. Scoreless at the end of one here from Fargo. It's North Dakota High School hockey tournament coverage on the PSP Network.
Carson, timeout.
Who calls a timeout in this game?
Me, I'm icing the kicker.
Really?
It'll give us more time to talk about First Western Bank and Trust,
Like our convenient online banking.
along with smart trust service options.
We're all about hometown service with bankers that know you and the community.
Okay, go ahead and kick.
I don't believe this.
First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
The 30-inch Galactic Pizza is out of this world. There's nothing like it anywhere else in MIINOT. Too much to handle? Try one of our famous large specialty pizzas like the Blue Buffalo. Get the best pizza in MIINOT and play some laser tag. At Planet Pizza, South Broadway, MIINOT.
The magic of what we do really comes down to combining different aspects of patient care. Here at Premier Chiropractic, we love combining soft tissue work, the adjustment, and exercises together. We found that this gets the best results for our patients. We have 3 chiropractors to fit the needs of the entire family, a rehab area for our exercises and equipment for any athlete to improve performance. Give us a call and we will get you back to doing what you love.
You remember where this goes?
I don't know.
Are you sure it was a clicking and not a zzz, zzz?
I think your quash litter valve's stuck.
Do you even have insurance? If we soak it, it should be good.
No matter how much you know or don't know about your vehicle, trust the experts at Tires Plus. Real answers from real mechanics.
Inspections are free to ensure your vehicle is always in peak condition.
Thinking service? Think Tires Plus.
Thanks for buying some fruit.
Great smiles come from Vibeto Orthodontics. Vibeto Orthodontics is a certified Invisalign provider. Invisalign fits your budget and your lifestyle. Braces for children, teens, and adults with affordable monthly payments. Schedule your complimentary consultation and exam by logging on to VibetoOrthodontics.com or by calling 701-839-6010.
Great smiles come from Vibeto Orthodontics.
We raise the bar on bar food with sandwiches, tenders, and burgers. There's more where this came from. To the greatest of all times, Buffalo Wild Wings.
We've played 17 minutes of day number 2 high school hockey action here in Fargo. We're at the Farmers Union Insurance Center inside of Shields Arena for loser outplay between the Jamestown Blue Jays at 20-5 and the Magi from MIINOT High at 16-9. Scoreless at the end of one period of play. Welcome into our Premier Chiropractic Intermission Report. PremierChiropracticND.com, our family's choice for chiropractic care inside the Magic City. I'm Nick Hulberg, joined by Matt Morelli here today on the PSP Network on this broadcast call. Premier Chiropractic, again, is focused on improving the health of MIINOT and the surrounding areas through the most cutting-edge advances in natural health care today. Find Dr. Kirk Mason, Dr. Cody Haugen, and Dr. Becky Perry-Domries at PremierChiropracticND.com. Again, our family's choice for chiropractic care in the Magic City. Not a whole lot to report at the end of one period of play in this one. Nobody's scored yet. MIINOT has been outshot 12-7 by the Blue Jays. And guess who's been big again today? Noah Conklin certainly stepping up to the challenge here at the State High School Hockey Tournament. Great performance so far from him through the first 17 minutes. Brody Hillstrom equal to every shot that MIINOT has put his way as well. The only other stat for you in this one is the power plays, and each team has had one of them. Both teams are 0 for 1 on the man advantage. State High School Hockey Tournament here in Fargo. The venue for this place, I'd like to see it at the Mesa Arena Pepsi Rink one time. We talked to Bob Gillen from NorthDakotaHighSchoolHockey.com. Big thanks to Bob Gillen at NorthDakotaHighSchoolHockey.com for all he does. He also runs the Mesa Arena. We talked to Bob about that in our preview show on Wednesday night, previewing the state hockey tournament, and I asked him that question. Would the Pepsi Rink ever be able to hold a state high school hockey tournament? Well, the answer that we got from Bob was that the girls' tournament would be a good fit for there. The boys' tournament, however, the seating capacity just maybe isn't quite enough is the nuts and bolts of it. I'd like to try it. I'd still think that the atmosphere in there would be fantastic. And, oh, by the way, I wouldn't mind seeing a different team have a home ice advantage and be able to sleep in their own beds and not have to travel across the state of North Dakota the way that these West teams do each and every year coming here to Fargo. Nevertheless, this place here in Fargo is a fantastic venue for this tournament. It would be my pick every year. The Ralph Engelstad Arena is, of course, the top venue in all of hockey in my mind. That place is the Palace on the Prairie for a reason. They've dubbed it that, and it lives up to the hype. It really is fantastic. If you've never been to the Ralph to see the University of North Dakota Fighting Hawks play, you need to book the trip now and go watch North Dakota play hockey, and the college hockey atmosphere there is great. The problem is, for high school hockey, it's like a morgue in there. That's the last place that you want to be to watch high school hockey in my mind. It's just, the atmosphere is completely incognito, and you're at the Ralph Engelstad Arena. So hopefully it stays at the Shields Arena as time continues on. And we'd also like to just put a plug in that Pepsi Rink at Mesa Arena would be a nice fit for it. Never count out WDA tournaments that are at the Pepsi Rink. That atmosphere is great. Nevertheless, that rant's over. It's time to look at the boys' bracket of how we got to this morning's matchup with Jamestown and MIINOT, the teams that won the regular season title in the West region. They split at the top of the ladder. They both had 47 points when it was all said and done. Jamestown had the tiebreaker against MIINOT, so they were the 1 seed. MIINOT was the 2 seed heading into the postseason. Jamestown lost yesterday to Cheyenne 3-2. Davies beat MIINOT 3-1. They got an empty net goal at the end. So 3-1 there, and that sets up Cheyenne and Davies tonight. Fargo South Shanley, the number 1 seed out of the East region, took down Mandan 4-1. Nice job from Leif Manson's crew, the Cinderella story of this whole tournament. They came in as the number 9 seed in the West region. And they get to the state high school hockey tournament after having to play in a play-in game against Dickinson last Monday. They get to the WDA hockey tournament, and they end up getting 2 wins, the 2 that they needed to stamp their spot in the program here at the state tournament. They lose last night, however, to a very tough South Shanley team, 4-1. Bennett Langang, their goaltender, is really starting to emerge as one of the best in the West, without a doubt. He was peppered last night, over 50 shots on goal. He only gave up 4. Red River peppered Legacy as well. Tyler Miller from Legacy didn't fare as well. Red River shut out the Sabres 6-0. So that sets up West Fargo, Cheyenne, and Davies in semi number 1. Fargo South Shanley and Red River in semifinal number 2. I will have the call of both of those games tonight. We're going to be joined by former MIINOT High standout netminder David Wilson is going to join us tonight on the call from the Shields Arena next door. Primetime spot in the press box. Can't wait for that call here tonight with Wilbur, we used to call him. He'll be on the call tonight with us for the state semifinals on the PSP network. It's audio only, of course. Mandan plays Legacy today and loser outplay that one 30 minutes after this one here at the Farmers Union Insurance Center inside of Shields Arena. On the girls bracket, this is what went down yesterday. Davies, the number 1 team coming into the tournament. They flexed some muscle on Grand Forks. The Night Riders yesterday, 6-1 was the final for the Eagles. They advanced to the semis. West Fargo took care of Mandan 2-1 on a nail-biter. So Davies and West Fargo play in the semis for girls here today. You've got Bismarck that took down Jamestown 6-3. The Blizzard advance. And Fargo North-South shut MIINOT out last night 5-0. There's a Barge girl that plays for North-South that set the record in girls high school hockey yesterday for the most goals in a season. I think she's up to 62. So Bismarck will play Fargo North-South today in the semifinals. That sets up loser outplay on the girls bracket. Grand Forks and Mandan and Jamestown and MIINOT in the last game of day number 2 here at the high school hockey tournament. We'll come back to our premier chiropractic intermission report, but only to put a cap on it as we get set and ready for our second period of play. It's scoreless at the end of 1. In a slugfest between 2 West Region opponents here today. Come back for the second, why don't you? Should be good.
Getting that perfect slice is satisfying, fulfilling, and rewarding too. But we don't do it for fun. We do it for fresh. Slice to order makes a sub above.
Life is all about moments. Big moments. Small moments. And those moments you can't put into words. It's how we at First International Bank and Trust live first and have been for more than 110 years. One customer, one family, one moment at a time. First International Bank and Trust. Live first.
The right way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the right way to film it is in slow motion. Obviously. Because authentic ingredients make a sub above.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Make sure to like and follow the PSP Network on all social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day. Queen, We Will Rock You plays inside of the Farmers Union Insurance Center here at Shields Arena. Setting the mood for the second period of play. Scoreless at the end of one on the First International Bank and Trust scoreboard. Nick Hulberg and Matt Morelli on the call as we're set for the opening draw of the second as Deal steps in against Hunter Nelson. The Magi from the left to the right, right to the left for the Blue Jays. Hillstrom in the blue paint on our right, stopping 7 of 7 in the first period. Conklin in the blue paint on our left, stopping 12 of 12 in the first. Nelson was hauled up at center. Jamestown fans want to recall, they don't get it. Morelli brings it in, top of the circle. He's stick checked on the play by McLaughlin. Puck comes back underneath the net where it goes away to the far side for Jorison. D-zone for Jamestown. Good pressure from Deal that forced the puck underneath the net. Back behind Hillstrom it comes. Gilmore was tripped up just a bit there. It squirts out in front of Hillstrom. It's worked away to the near side. And out to center come the Blue Jays. Gavin Gerhardt sent it up to the far side where it's going to be taken underneath the goal line. Puck's handled down by the Jays underneath again. Gerhardt's got it here. Glove side of Conklin back in behind the net. Comes back away to Deal who forces it over to Gilmore. Gilmore tried to clear it on out. Got it back away here to the Magi's. Morelli couldn't clear the zone, but Gilmore does. Morelli's going to get it back only momentarily as Nino's got it. Too many men on the ice on Jamestown, and here comes the Magi power play.
Yeah, it's just a tough break for Jamestown. Puck shot over right by their bench. The guy just having the puck landed right on his stick. He jumped over, and you can't. It doesn't matter whether you're going to make a play or not. If the other guy going off the ice isn't all the way in the bench, it's an easy call for a referee with too many men on the ice.
This power play brought to you by our friends at Clean Tech, 24/7 disaster response and restoration services. Find them online, cleantechllc.us. Clean Tech coming to the rescue since 1992. Prestwich Orthodontics in on this one as well. Prestwich Orthodontics specializing in braces and Invisalign for all ages. Find them online, MIINOTbraces.com, or call 852-2646. MIINOT's got the puck. Offensive zone, they work the power play around now up to the line. Bradley's got it, whistles in, hit traffic out in front of the net. Puck's taken down into the corner. The Magi have it with Luck. Trying to go back to Jones. He does now, and now Jones from back behind the net worked it back away to the far side, back to Morelli up top. Jones tried to force it up the wall. Nina, oh no, Nina was just railed from behind. How was there no call on that play? Puck comes back away. Here's a drive coming. Jones robbed by Hillstrom. I mean, Nina was plastered face first into the wall by Jones. No call. They're going to bring it out to center now. And Nina is going to be upended there by Deal as Deal got back on it. Puck comes back away at center. Nina is going to dump it. Chase, am I wrong on that?
That was, they missed a call on that one.
MIINOT High got lucky on that one.
They got a break there. MIINOT's got to get a little bit better with the puck. They're not making sharp, crisp passes. You got to get power play. Got to be a little better than what it's showing right now.
Morelli brings it into the zone. He's going to try to quarterback here. He gets it up down to Bradley. Bradley brings it in. Back over to Deal. Deal's going to fire. Shot that one in. This is just a friendly reminder to anyone listening. When gameplay's going on, just stay off the stairs. Wait till the whistle so people can see the play. Here's a drive that came in, and the stop is made by Hillstrom. I'm making all of this up because people standing in front of us. I don't mean to be negative Nelly Nick here on a Friday morning, but
tough to see when you got all these people standing. The press box setup on this side isn't the greatest.
Well, it's a great venue. It's just people these days with social aware. There's people behind you trying to see. Wait till the whistle. My goodness. Puck comes back to Bradley now at the point. He's going to handle here. He's got a clear lane to see, but Hillstrom does not. The Magi are screening the Jamestown goaltender out front. Here's a drive that came in. That one went wide. Came back down to Luck, and Luck's got it here. Underneath the net, taken away by Jorison. He tried to clear it out. It's going to come back into the possession here for Luck, who works at top of the circle. 15 seconds of power play time. Drop back here to Bradley. Bradley skates in, taken away by the Jays, and they go all the way down to the other end of the ice. MIINOT High's power play did not come with the crew here to Fargo this weekend. This power play has been UGLY for the Magi here at the state tournament. Up to center, comes back away down to Radke. He'll fire it in, back in behind the net of Hillstrom. Left it in behind, taken away by the Magi. Side of the cage with it now is Esslinger. Couldn't pull the trigger on it. Came back away now here to Luck. Luck's got it back behind the net. Threw it out in front. Loose there. Comes back away to the near wing. The Blue Jays are up to center with it. And here come the Jays with Rolson. He's going to skate in. Sends it across. Nelson teed it up and sent it wide. Puck comes back underneath the net. Nelson sends it out in front of Conklin. Puck's taken here by the Magi. Back to center they go. Swankstu had it momentarily. Now it's Nelson on the near side wing, scrubbing for it, and he's going to handle it here. The senior athlete of the year for the West Region. He and Jackson Ekblad from Williston shared that honor here this year. He took it and spun it out. We're down to 13-10 to play here in the second period. It's scoreless on the First International Bank and Trust scoreboard. Puck's going to be sent back in behind the net where Aiden deals in after it. He spins it away to the far wall. Got it to Schuster on the far wing. He's pinned up on the far boards there. Niedau's got a lane with it in the offensive zone. He'll turn and fire. Conklin stop. Hang on. Joe Cummings came in and gave Conklin a little shot. Schuster was there. Nice stop.
Save. Conklin's been up to the job today. He's making the right saves when he has to. MIINOT's having some miscommunication or running into each other in the defensive zone. You can't let Nino have open space like that. He's dangerous.
He is so dangerous. How dangerous, you ask? Well, 31 goals, 32 assists, leads the state of North Dakota in point production. He came into the tournament as the top producing talent in the state that's here. That's an icing on the Magi. The next in line that's at the state tournament, Zach Bourne from Fargo South Shanley with 45 points on the year. Nino had 62 coming in. He scored yesterday. And the next in line is 45. Tells you how good he really is. 44 for Hunter Nelson of Jamestown, number 3 in this tournament. Stibbe from Davies with 41, and Friddle from North. Not at the tournament, actually. Friddle from North got bounced in the Red River matchup. He was the East Region Player of the Year, by the way, this year. Senior Athlete of the Year. Fargo North had a good year. It was unfortunate that they didn't get back to the state tournament. They had Grand Forks Red River on the ropes in double overtime. Central didn't qualify, and Red River was one shot away from not being here. Can you imagine that? Back into the offensive zone come the Jays. Here's a drive, right off the face mask of Conklin. Hello, his ears are ringing. Puck comes back away to Bradley underneath the net. He's going to move it back up off the glass and out to center. Tried to feed Schuster. We're down to 5 minutes complete in the second period of play. Nobody's on the board yet, but this has been a sock-em tilt today from Fargo. Up to center it comes for Niedau. He's going to try to change that now. Niedau skates it in, brought it back out in front, then tucked it off the pad. Conklin shut the door. Puck comes back away on the near side wing, and it's Jamestown in their own territory with possession. They're going to work it back away on the near side. Up to center ice it comes from Mayhus. He'll dump and chase here for the Jays. Down it comes, but there's an icing with 11:36 to play in the second.
Well, if you're MIINOT, that's what you got to be doing is covering the front of the net. That's where the rebounds are. It's in hockey, in your own zone, you always take care of the front of the net first. You're coming back into your zone, you go right to the high slot, take care of that stuff. The stuff in the sides and down in the corners isn't going to hurt you. It's when the puck squirts out loose in front is when the bad things happen.
Hillstrom's glove side off to Morelli. He fires off the draw. It got knocked down in front, and it's taken here by the Jays. It's pushed out to center now. Mayhus has it back. Get over the line of the Blue Jays. Here's a drive coming. Conklin gobbles it and hangs on to it. 11:23 left here in the second. We want to say special hello to Darren and Kelly Opperud checking in. They're on their way to Great Falls to watch Riley Opperud, the former MIINOT High captain, play for the Great Falls Americans. Hopefully that junior career continues to go well, and hopefully you guys have safe travels. I love that kid as a player. He was a lot of fun to watch. He took care of his goaltenders, wasn't afraid to put a stick into your chin maybe from time to time. He was kind of old school. I always like that. You get into my book of tops when you take care of your teammates, your goaltenders, and you work hard. That's how you do it. Puck's taken here by the Magi. Deal's got it center slot, offensive zone. It bounced off of traffic, came past Jones, and down to the corner and comes now for Morelli. Sends it up top. Here's Radke. He'll turn and fire, knocked down in front of the net. Jamestown's blocking shots like it's their job here today, and it is. They've got this game deadlocked at a scoreless tie at 0 here with 10:42 remaining in the second. Scoreless tie at 0. How do you like that? Puck's going to be sent in from center ice back in behind Hillstrom. Back in after it is Morelli on the near side wing. It's tied up down and deep where the puck comes back away to the far side. Roldson for the Blue Jays trying to clear to center. He will. Brings it up to Cummings. Jaden Locke almost like he's trying to chop down an evergreen with an axe. Got into the shin pads there on the far side. I'm telling you, that one probably wasn't a call anyway, but it is prison rules today here at Fargo for loser outplay. We're down to 10-10 to play in the second. Scoreless game. Niedau's got it. Here's a call coming, and who will this be on?
Should be on Jamestown.
Holding will be the call, and Gerhardt's going to find himself in the sin bin, and the Magi power play comes out for the third time today, and the Magicians have not registered.
I don't think we've had too many shots on our power play, at least not quality shots.
Well, I was going to say, they haven't registered much to talk about at this point in the contest on their specialty teams activity. They'll get another chance here with 10:08 to play here in the second period. A scoreless game on the First International Bank and Trust scoreboard. We have to tell you about our friend Bray Efforts, former Minot High netminder, one of the greats all time, if not the greatest all time. As a business in the Magic City, it's called Spartan Lawn and Snow. They're our choice for snow removal and lawn care in the Magic City. Talk to Bray Efforts today at 500-3366. Mason Kramer Photography is your home for game action shots and senior portraits on it as well. Find him online, MasonKramerPhotography.com. And Jersey Mike's brings you the Player of the Week. Jersey Mike subs is a sub above. Jamestown's penalty kill's been a sub above in this one. They've given Minot everything they could handle as they dump it all the way down and behind Conklin, 200 feet to the other end of the ice, and the Magi start the rush to center with Bradley. Bradley goes up now here to Morelli. Into the corner it comes, offensive zone right at the goal line. It's taken by Luck, spun out of there, and Hunter Nelson took it away. And then Nienau's going to have himself a breakaway. He comes in, the puck gets away from him. Conklin onto the net to play it, and Conklin sweeps it down to the corner. Nienau still is out of there somehow with it. Nienau short-handed on the near side wall, has it on the near wing. And Nienau's going to bump it ahead forward, taken by Morelli. He's going to spin back out at center. And it comes back down to Morelli, where he goes back now to Bradley, and Bradley's got it here. Bradley in his own zone, goes over the blue line, back up to center. Now it's taken here by Morelli, and Morelli's got it, sends it back over now to Luck. And Luck at the top of the circle in the offensive zone on the near wall, steps it backward, sent it across to Morelli. Too far in front of him, and it comes back now off to Bradley. Tried to send it to Morelli. A 10-foot pass was way in front of him. Comes back down to Morelli. Shuffles it up. Bradley's got it. Here he is. Center slot. Sends it in. Blocker stop. Hillstrom. Puck comes back away now for Jamestown. Nelson's out to center. Delayed call coming. Nelson doesn't have a glove on his left hand. He's going to skate it down. Nelson coast to coast. He shoots. He scored. Nelson didn't have a glove on his hand. He fired it in. He scored, and Nelson unfortunately was getting whacked at pretty good without that glove on his hand. He pays the price as he scores the short-handed goal, and Nelson goes right to the box his player bench as he was getting whacked on that free hand without a glove on, and it's 1-0 Jamestown. Hunter Nelson, a special player. He went coast to coast short-handed with the puck. And Nelson fired it into the net for his 25th goal of the year, .47. There was a delayed call on the Magi as Nelson brought it out of his own end. There was a delayed call that he ended up losing his glove when he got slashed, I think was the call. He went to the other end of the ice without a glove on his hand. He goes down and scores. And then he was whacked on the play as well, and he ends up scoring. That will negate the delayed call on MIINOT, so the power play remains out here for 31 seconds for the Magi, but nevertheless the damage was done by the gloveless Hunter Nelson with his 47th point of the year. Hopefully he's okay. Out in front, Jamestown has it again. Short-handed, drive, save, rebound, side of the cage, hang on tight. It's going to get busy in front of Conklin, as short-handed are the Blue Jays.
I'm not really sure what MIINOT's doing there. One Jamestown player beats two or three guys down low. Somebody's got to play the body down there. I don't know what they're thinking. It's just you're getting too complacent on a power play. We're still on the power play.
15 seconds remains of man advantage time here for the Magi. Blue Jays have it at the line. It's fired in and knocked down by the Magicians in their own defensive zone. They're going to go up to center with it, where it's taken by Eli Hansen to the near side. Now for Hagen, who steps in with it. That's going to do it for the Magician power play. Minot High's power play has been so bad today that they're -1 on the 3 attempts that they've had today. They gave up a shorthanded goal on it. Puck goes down into the corner. Hagen's got it here underneath the net. Taken away by Gilmore. Gilmore works out of Gretzky's office, takes it off the boards and shuffles it down in deep where it comes Eli Hansen. Hansen met by Nienau. Magicians have it with Hagen. Hagen's going to take it here and work it back up to the far point. Cooper was nailed there, and that's going to free the zone. It comes all the way down past Conklin, and an icing with 7:38 to play in the second. 1-0 Jamestown.
Well, I mean, you got to give Jamestown credit. They're just I think they're out hustling MIINOT right now, and MIINOT doesn't really have an answer. not really sure what is going on, but on that last penalty kill, that just Jamestown player just beat him flat out, beat him to the puck, 2 guys.
I think my blood pressure comes down after day number 1 at the state tournament. You still want to win and get into that 5th place game. It's maybe the emotions aren't as high on day number 2, but they should be higher because your season's on the line here. And for the Magicians, there's no excuse top to bottom. I don't care who you are, and if I offend you, I'm sorry. I'm telling the truth here. You can't lose races to the puck when you have a 3-step lead on a guy in front of you. I mean, I know the guys are quick, but at least try to slow them up if that's the case. It just shouldn't happen. Here's Bradley at the line. Sends it in. Shot save. Rebound. Loose in front of the cage. Oh, Morelli was on the doorstep knocking. Hillstrom said no. Puck comes in, and Hillstrom with the blocker. Turn that one aside. Freed out to center by the Jays. They roll it all the way down into Magi territory. And back behind Conklin it comes. A stop of the play and the icing on the Blue Jays. 7:06 to play in the second. 1-0 Jamestown.
Probably one of the best chances MIINOT's had so far. You just have to, you got to get hungry, or you have to find the puck somehow. It's kind of near your feet and by the goalie, and you just have to outwork him. And that's probably maybe it took a bad hop. It's hard to tell from here, but either way, it was a good chance.
Puck's handled here by the Jays. Back in behind the net. Hunter Nelson's got it. He's back on the ice. He seems to be all right. He's got the goal here for the Blue Jays. If you missed it, it was just about 2 minutes ago, and he scored it without a glove on his hand as he was getting whacked at on that free hand all the way from one end of the ice to the other. He went down and beat Conklin for the first goal of the hockey game. Here's Bradley in his own territory. Bradley goes away to Jones on the near side. Jones hit on the near side wing there by Roldson. Puck's rolled back up through center. Nelson has it here. Nelson had his pocket picked by the Magi. Jays work it back up to center. They dump it down and hit on the forecheck. This is Roldson down in the corner, back in behind Noah Conklin. Cooper took it away off the glass, hit his own D zone, flipped it up to center. Now the Blue Jays have it. Morelli's going to knock this pass attempt down, and then he had the puck poked off of his tape by Zalumskis and into the offensive zone. Come the Jays again. Here's that drive. Nelson whistled it wide. Nelson shot it. You see him. He shook his left hand as soon as he shot that puck, still in pain. Offsides on the Blue Jays here with 6:07 left here in our second period. Want to thank our friends at the UPS store in MIINOT, located on South Broadway. They're open Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 7, Saturdays 8:30 to 3. It's the UPS store located in the Marketplace Foods Plaza. Well, can they get it done here with 6:07 left in the second? The next goal is a huge one in this contest. There's a drive. They get it out in front of the net. It came off the rebound from Deal. Esslinger got it done. I'll answer the question for you. The answer is yes, and they do it right there as Esslinger pops that one into the yawning goal mouth. They were tied at 1-1 on Esslinger's 21st of the season.
Well, you talk about going to the net. You got to crash the net, rebounds, deflections. They don't always look the best and don't make highlights, but that's as long as it goes in, that's all that counts. That's kind of what MIINOT needed to kind of get their bench going again, get the MIINOT crowd back into it.
Well, we're fully engaged now, aren't we? 1-1 here in the second period. We're over halfway through this contest. And MIINOT's going to bring the puck back in as Deal skates it down. Deal down into the corner. Deal took one up in the chops, and then he went down to the corner and took the feet out from underneath the D-man skating in. That was McLaughlin, and MIINOT High's going to go shorthanded.
Oh, boy, that's a tough break for MIINOT. You've got to be smarter. I mean, we just have to have some common sense. You got to watch. You got to be in control of your stick. It's a bad break for Zach Deal there. We're one of our better penalty killers. Now he's in the box, and you can't keep going killing penalties against Jamestown. They're just too much high power with those guys up there up front. They've got speed, and you're just giving them opportunities. If you're going to get beat by them, let's get beat 5-on-5, not by taking penalties.
8 power play goals in the WDA tournament for the Blue Jays. Their power play, and not only were they power play goals, they were highlight reel power play goals where they used and abused their opponent's penalty kills like a rented mule, the way they worked the puck around the zone. And they've got 1:57 of power play time here as the faceoff came away from Conklin's blocker side. It's going to be dumped down here by the Magi. Luck's in on the forecheck shorthanded as back behind the net to pick it up for the Jays was McLaughlin. Luck still causing trouble here for Jamestown. Now McLaughlin on the far side wing in his own territory, had to spin it back, comes away to the near side wall, and it goes back away up to center now for Nolan Nita, state's top producer. He's going to bring it back in. Top of the circle, sent it out in front for Nelson, who's got the lone goal for the Blue Jays. It's underneath the net now where Nelson's got it here. He works out of Gretzky's office. Takes it away to the far side wing. Up to the point now. Here's the Jays driving it in front. Nino tipped it in front, and the stop was made from the pad of Noah Conklin. 5 minutes and 4 seconds to play in the second. 1-1 hockey game, and a minute 10 remains on Jamestown's third power play of the game. Second power play of the game. Nino's got it here in the near side wing. He'll carry down, working it across up to Rolston. Tipped out in front by Cummings. It went wide there, and out to center comes Jaden Luck shorthanded. Luck will step in over the red line that's checkered here at the Farmers Union Insurance Center in Fargo, and he'll dump it down with the backhand. Puck comes back away down to the Blue Jays. Far side wing in front of the Magi bench. Puck's going to be taken away here by Esslinger, who has the lone goal for the Magi. Esslinger just had a stick broken out of his hands. Jamestown touches up, and MIINOT is going to find themselves 4-on-4 for the next 35 seconds, and then the Magi power play comes out after the stick job came there from McLaughlin. He knocked the stick right out of Esslinger's hands, and somehow Esslinger ends up with McLaughlin's stick after that infraction.
That's funny. That's kind of funny. He had to he loses his stick, but then he ends up with the other guy's stick, and he exchange. He had to give it back to him. And Jamestown guy just shaking his head like, what's going on here?
I don't know if that's a fair trade or not. I'm not up to date on what Bauer is better than CCM, or catch it if you will.
That should be an ice. Should be an icing here. 4-on-4. You can't ice. They got to realize. I think he just got confused. You can't ice the puck on a 4-on-4.
It was iced down. 29 seconds remains of 4-on-4 time. It's 1-1. 4:21 left. What a $300 trade, nevertheless.
Right. Either way, you got to find a little humor, even though it's a tight game and we hate Jamestown. You got to still find something to chuckle about.
I'm not going to lie. After last night's loss to Davies, I went right to the hotel room and turned on Tony Robbins' greatest hits for a little positivity at the state tournament. I had to.
That's good. I like it. You're coming. You're learning fast.
I'm young whippersnapper learning from the wily veteran Matt Morelli. We sure appreciate all that stuff, Matt. Puck's taken here by Swankstu onto center, right at the center ice dot. Nino's going to pick it up and turn and burn back into the zone. He'll take it down underneath the goal line. MIINOT's on the power play. His deal's out of the box, but it's Nino that works it back up to center. He worked it back away there to the possession of Rene. Rene lost a handle on it. Puck comes back now to the Jays, and down from Gerhardt it comes, and Gerhardt sends it in. Puck comes back away now to Bradley. I got to tell you, as Bradley's got real estate back behind his own net. On YouTube, they deliver ads to you, when you're watching YouTube videos. I've been getting all these ads for the Tony Robbins seminar that's in Denver coming up. They must be listening to us right now. I think it has to be.
I think we should send them a tape of one of our games to let them know we're plugging for them.
Far side wing, that shot came in. It was bounced back away. There's a delayed call coming now on the Magi. Is it, or is it on the Jays?
I think it's on us.
It's on Brock Jones, and he's going to go to the box and sit down. As MIINOT High had 47 seconds of power play time, and now that is going to vanish as the Blue Jays are going to be back on the power play in 47 seconds after their penalty that was called on.
I don't think we want to get into the game of trading penalties with Jamestown. We're just not.
No.
You're disrupting the flow of the game. You have to have mismatched lines and throwing guys out there to kill. You want them to kill, but then they're on the power play and then they're tired. Either way, let's get back to 5-on-5.
All I can think about is you and I in the front row at Denver Tony Robbins convention, sitting there saying yes to everything the guy has to say. 3:07 left here in the second. 1-1 hockey game on the First International Bank and Trust scoreboard. 40 seconds remains of 4-on-4 time. Nobody has a power play goal in this matchup today. However, the Blue Jays have a shorthanded tally. That's their only goal they've scored. MIINOT scored an even strength goal from Esslinger 2 minutes after the Jamestown shorthanded goal was put into the back of the net. It's been a heavyweight prize fight here today, and the two heavyweights represent the West Region's top teams. Hunter Nelson took it away from Radke's clear attempt. Comes back down into the corner, and in after it is Joe Cummings. Matson took it from Cummings, comes away to the near side wing. It's going to escape the zone as the Magi send it out. It is 4-on-4 for the next 15 seconds as Nelson will take it out at center ice. Nelson met there by Radke. Into the offensive zone for Cummings. Nelson takes it back. He's going to wheel and deal. He'll turn and fire. Hit traffic, went wide. Puck comes back away now to Cummings at the point. Worked it back across from the far blue line. That's Jorison to the near spin move. Nino takes it down into the corner, sends it out in front, loose safe shot rebound. On top of it is Conklin. Now we're going to have a melee as there's Blue Jays on top of Magicians and vice versa on the doorstep of Conklin, but he continues to be a brick wall today.
Getting back to that play down the zone, my zone before that, we can't keep coming up the middle. I don't know what Maya's defensemen are thinking, trying to go up the middle on a 100-foot pass. You're just asking for trouble. You're not at that level of play to be doing that. You can't do that against these good teams. It gets knocked down, stays in Maya's zone. That's hockey 101. Don't do that stuff.
Blocker side of Conklin. Puck sits here at the top of the circle. Dave Wilson and I will have the call of the state semifinals tonight on the PSP network. Wilbur, the former goaltender at MIINOT High, lives in Fargo now. He'll join the broadcast team tonight. All EDC showdown tonight. To the semis, we'll have the call of both of them in the state title game tomorrow as well. Puck's handled now here by the Blue Jays. Offensive zone, their power play's out for 40 seconds. Comes back up to Nino. Under 2 minutes to play in the second. 1-1 hockey game with Nino at the top of the circle. Spins it away at the half boards. Works it back across center. Slot sent in. Oh, that one went wide. Whoever's running the goal judge clock down there got a little happy on the trigger finger. That goal line came on nowhere near. Puck goes back down to the corner. Handled down by the Blue Jays. They work it around here in the circle. The drive came in. That was a high riser from Nelson. And Conklin got a piece of it. MIINOT High clears to center. And at center ice, it's Morelli that shuffled it off ahead deeper into the Magi offensive zone. That will just about do it for power play time. Number 3 here for the Blue Jays. Is out of the box comes Jones. But it's Jamestown with possession. Sent out front. That one hit traffic. Cummings is on the doorstep. Went wide of the cage, and it's underneath the goal line now, where it's worked back to the half boards by Nolan Nino. Nino's going to take it here on the near side wing. Nino's got his stick into the skates of somebody in maroon here in our blind spot. That was Jones. No call on the play. Comes to Roldson. Side of the net. Under a minute to play in the second period. 1-1 here at the State High School Hockey Tournament. Loser outplay. Up to center, it comes down for the Magi as it's poked ahead and freed down into the corner. In after it, here's Jones. He's going to free it to Luck underneath, but it's taken by Nelson. Nelson's got it, worked it back underneath the goal line. Look out, Nino having a scrub there with Jaden Luck. Meanwhile, Swangstu takes it away, sends it out in front for Radke. Couldn't pull the trigger. Bradley back at center, has to come back into his own zone to retrieve. And Bradley just shot it right into Nelson.
Good Lord, you guys, use the boards. You can't keep coming up the middle. How many times have we said it's not working? Use the boards is like another player. I just don't know why Maya has a tough time figuring that out. We're making things so hard on ourselves in our own zone. Come on, you guys. Go watch some higher play. Watch some college games, pro games. They very rarely go up the middle like that.
Behind the play, Luck was having a conversation behind the play with McLaughlin. That went on back and forth for a while, all the way while Bradley was back at the other end of the ice surface. And McLaughlin ends up in the box on an interference call. Kids caught him down. We're at 10 seconds to play in the second. Puck is sent all the way to the other end of the ice and 200 feet away from the Jamestown goal. It sits here. And that should just about do it for the period as Bradley put it up the middle onto the tape here for Deal. But the period is closed out. We gained some ground, and then some ground is lost. It's still 1-1. We're still tied. I should say it's 1-1. We're still tied is the moral of the story at the end of 2. Quick thoughts and your analysis on that period of play.
Well, back and forth, and it just comes down to some being smart. Both these teams need to stay out of the box, and mine especially, but our power play hasn't done much. We've got to get some quality shots, and they've got to get them quick. Big special teams can make or break this game today.
It's going to be a war of a third period. I hope you're ready for it. And did you bring enough blood pressure medicine with you?
I don't know. I might run with the car and see if there's any more out there. I'm poofed up. This is enough to, oh boy, I tell you.
It is a nail biter. It's even more of a nail biter when you throw in the fact that the loser's season is done at the end of this one here today. It's 1-1 at the end of 34 minutes, 17 remain here on the First International Bank and Trust scoreboard. Let's just shuffle on over to our Premier Chiropractic intermission report. The hot dog stand out there. I think we got a 6-minute commercial I could probably play and get a bite to eat. It's about lunchtime. Welcome to the afternoon and welcome to the showdown today. Of course, we'll wait until after. That's the beauty of Fargo. Then we'll go to the break. You could go to a different restaurant every night here and be impressed across the board, couldn't you?
Well, there's some good places down here.
Nothing like Shots Crossroads. So they'll bring you the post-game show after this one here tonight. 1-1 at the end of 2. It's North Dakota High School Hockey State Tournament coverage on the PSP Network. The Blue Jays and the Magi are in the midst of a dog fight.
At Shots Crossroads, we make 8 gallons of homemade ranch dressing every day, so you can smother your dinner salad with it, dip those crispy golden french fries in it, and dunk your breaded chicken strips. You can even cover your... Wait, no. You can't put ranch on steak. Or can you? Shots Crossroads. Don't forget the ranch.
Comes back the way down to Oproot, and Oproot sends it forward to Luck. Luck's got a 2-on-1 into the zone. Luck dropped it back. Morelli did shoot. He scores! Oh, what a twisted wrister from Morelli. He made no doubt about it. Short-handed goal for the Magi. They lead 2-0.
If your eyes could talk, they'd tell you life is better with LASIK. No more reaching for your glasses. No more dry eye from overwearing your contact lenses. Right now, Bismarck Lasik is offering free consultations for LASIK procedures. Break free from the daily hassles and expenses of glasses and contacts. Life is clearly better. Book your free consultation today with Bismarck Lasik and see the difference. Call 222-2020 or schedule online at bismarcklasik.com.
Getting that perfect slice is satisfying, fulfilling, and rewarding too. But we don't do it for fun. We do it for fresh. Slice to order makes a sub above.
Life is all about moments. Big moments. Small moments. And those moments you can't put into words. It's how we at First International Bank and Trust live first and have been for more than 110 years. One customer, one family, one moment at a time. First International Bank and Trust. Live first.
The right way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the right way to film it is in slow motion. Obviously. Because authentic ingredients make a sub above.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Make sure to like and follow the PSP Network on all social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, talk to State Farm agent Michael Lebron in MIINOT today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
A lot of drama for 11 o'clock in the morning. We're past noon now. This is better than Jerry Springer used to be in the morning hours of local TV back in the days. It's state high school hockey tournament coverage here on the PSP Network. It's a dogfight, 1-1 at the end of 2 periods played. Welcome into our Premier Chiropractic Intermission Report, PremierChiropracticND.com, where you can find Dr. Cody Haugen, Dr. Kirk Mason, and Dr. Becky Perry Dobries at Premier Chiropractic, our family's choice for chiropractic care in the Magic City. Alongside a former University of North Dakota Fighting Sioux and former MIINOT High magician, great Matt Morelli. I am Nick Hulberg. Thanks for joining us here today. Should we look at a game reset at the end of 2 periods? Let's do it. Game reset brought to you by Magic City Inspections, a locally owned company committed to providing exceptional inspection services to ensure you're ready to take the next step in your home ownership. Find them online, MIINOTinspections.com. Prestwich Orthodontics brings you this look back as well. Prestwich Orthodontics, specializing in braces and Invisalign for all ages. We offer free consultations and financing options to make sure that you can take your smile to the next level. Call 852-2646 or visit MIINOTbraces.com. And don't forget about Jersey Mike's, bringing you the player of the week each and every week on the PSP Network. Jersey Mike's is a sub above. Game reset looks like this. We got through 17 minutes and we made 0 ground. It was scoreless at the end of 1 period of play. MIINOT was outshot in the first by the Blue Jays and that high-powered offense 12-7. In the second, the Magi ended up with 4 power plays in the second period, and they outshot Jamestown 10-6. Both goaltenders are playing strong in this one. 18 shots against Conklin, made 17 stops. 17 shots against Hillstrom. He's made 16 stops. That means somebody scored, and here's who it was. At 8:18 in the second period, it was Hunter Nelson, short-handed, that had his glove knocked off his hand at center ice. He went down with a bare hand on the stick, and he ended up taking an absolute beating as he went down to the other end of the ice with that bare hand, and he ended up putting it past Conklin, picking up his 47th point of the year. He is the West Region Senior Athlete of the Year. And man, you really got to give him credit on that play, don't you? I mean, a lot of guys might just pack it in and say, look, I don't have a glove. I don't need to break my fingers here, but doing everything he could for the Blue Jays. That was a gutsy play, really. Yeah, you can see why he's one of the top-end players for Jamestown and in the state. The guys that's your go-to guys. You count on your top guys to make big plays. He certainly did there. Jamestown takes the lead on the shorthanded goal. That was at 8:18. At 10:56, MIINOT High evened the score. Zach Deal set up Kelton Esslinger, and Esslinger found a yawning goalmouth after a Deal shot, and Esslinger tucks it home for his 13th goal of the year, point number 21 for the junior forward. Good year for Kelton Esslinger. For the Magi, he's got a huge goal there to tie this game up at 1-1, and that's where we stand at the end of 2 periods played. Some other numbers from that first and second period look like this. MIINOT High again with 5 power plays, no power play goals. They got 1 shorthanded scored against. 4 power plays here for Jamestown. Face-offs 1, MIINOT winning that category at 21-18. Quality scoring chances, and I think that Mr. Ivanoff and Mr. Barry Holman will tell you the same thing, that they were my math teachers back at MIINOT High back in the early 2000s. I took the same math class 3 times because I couldn't quite get through there the way I should have. 3 for 3. I was 3 for 3. Well, really, I thank you, Mr. Vollmer, for stamping passed on my graduation bill, of course. But they sent me. I'll never forget it. Mr. Ivanoff says to me, or maybe it was Holman, one or the other, had him as a sophomore and as a senior, same teacher, same class, and he goes, "Didn't you already take this class?" I said, "Yes, I actually did twice. Should be able to nail it this time." But this is one I can't figure out according to the math here. Quality scoring chances are at 30-20 favoring Jamestown, but the shots on goal are only 18-17. That's got to be a typo. It's a long way around to get into that stat, isn't it? Maybe the statistician today was in that class. You just didn't know it. He probably was. Maybe it's me keeping track of it. It could be. Either way, the teacher said, "Nick, we like you as a kid. Just don't go into math. Just whatever you do, stay away from that avenue." And Yeah, thanks. I certainly will. I like the avenue we're on here. This is a fun one today on the PSP Network. It's 1-1 at the end of 2 periods played. The third period comes up next, and it's the biggest third period of the season because the elimination chamber is on full force. Loser goes home, winner moves on. We're going to come back for that third period of play in just a moment in the opening draw of the third here on the PSP Networks. It's a 1-1 hockey game at the end of 2. Jamestown and MIINOT continuing their slugfest. Final period of play is next.
Carson, timeout.
Who calls a timeout in this game?
Me, I'm icing the kicker.
Really?
It'll give us more time to talk about First Western Bank and Trust,
Like our convenient online banking.
along with smart trust service options.
We're all about hometown service with bankers that know you and the community.
Okay, go ahead and kick.
I don't believe this.
First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
The 30-inch Galactic Pizza is out of this world. There's nothing like it anywhere else in MIINOT. Too much to handle? Try one of our famous large specialty pizzas like the Blue Buffalo. Get the best pizza in MIINOT and play some laser tag. At Planet Pizza, South Broadway, MIINOT.
The magic of what we do really comes down to combining different aspects of patient care. Here at Premier Chiropractic, we love combining soft tissue work, the adjustment, and exercises together. We found that this gets the best results for our patients. We have 3 chiropractors to fit the needs of the entire family, a rehab area for our exercises and equipment for any athlete to improve performance. Give us a call and we will get you back to doing what you love.
Premier Chiropractic Intermission Report comes to a close. PremierChiropracticND.com. 1-1 at the end of 2. Jamestown and MIINOT locked and loaded in this one, and the third should be a war. It will be here on the PSP Network. Nick Hulberg and Matt Morelli on the call from the State High School Hockey Tournament. Matt, I have to ask you, you were a part of one of the greatest memories in MIINOT High hockey history. Your pass to Bliss Littler, if I'm not mistaken, to beat Red River way back when. You want to tell us what you remember about taking down Red River at that time back in 1985? Is that right? Is that the year it was?
Were you even born?
That was the year I was born. I was born later that summer, actually.
No, that was a good time. That was good. It was Red River was so good. It was hard to compete with those guys. But yeah, it was quite a game for those guys. I'll let you roll on here.
2-1 final there. Final thing on that, was that the first time MIINOT made the TV round? Is that right?
I think it was the first time a Western team had ever made it to the state final.
Huge. MIINOT High is going to bring the puck into the offensive zone. It's Jaden Locke down to the corner with it. He works it up top to Bradley. Only 2 teams from the West region have ever won a state championship. MIINOT is one of them. Oh my, that one came down through the blue paint of Noah Conklin. Bradley's back in after it in his own defensive territory. There's a minute 10 remaining of power play time here.
I'm not sure why he didn't stop that. That's too dangerous coming off that back wall.
Puck's taken down by Locke. He's going to walk in and fire it down behind Hillstrom. MIINOT and Bismarck are the only 2 teams to ever win a state championship. MIINOT won one in 1992. The next one came for Bismarck in 2014. The next came for the Magi in 2015. A couple good years there for the West region. And they've been shut out since. They haven't had a whole lot of appearances in the TV round or the semifinals of the state tournament either. 35 seconds of power play time as the puck is taken here for the Magi up at the line. It's a Magi power play. Bradley put it off the skates there, the Jays, and out of the zone it came as Roldson moved it out to center. Comes back to Bradley on the near side. Taken from Esslinger. He'll dump it down. And we're down to 15:37 to play here in the period. Turnover. Esslinger's got it. Sends it in. Stop is made. Rebound. It's in the blue paint. Knocked away by Luck. Oh, my goodness. There was a grade A opportunity. And MIINOT almost lucked out with that one.
That's kind of the ones you need to bury when you're right in front. You and the goalie, and that's it. Those are maker. I mean, that's the difference between winning and losing.
Here's a drive on goal at their end of the ice. Shot came in. They scored. Jamestown puts it into the net. as the puck was put out in front of Conklin. And on the doorstep, Brooks Roldson picks up point number 33. And the Blue Jays are in the driver's seat.
That was a bad clear. It's a bad clear by MIINOT. I mean, you're in front. You don't know where it is. You just got to kind of fire it to the corner, and MIINOT couldn't find it, and that's what hurt.
We're 1 minute 45 seconds into the third period, and Jamestown just struck like a lightning strike here. That could be a dagger in this one. Goals have been hard to come by. As the puck went to the back of the net for Brooks Roldson for the 13th time of the season, point number 33 on the year for him. And Jamestown leads 2-1. Puck's taken and sent in by the Blue Jays. Down into the corner it comes. Hayden deals in after it here on the near side wing. He's going to move it away to the near side wall. It's going to be tied up at the top of the circle. Underneath the net it comes now. Eli Hansen's got it here, and Hansen shuffles it around off to Swankstu on the far side. And Swankstu rushes to center. Swankstu will dump it down into the corner, and after it is Morelli for the Magi. Puck's underneath the goal line. Jamestown DN. Morelli came out with it only for a moment as Mayhews took it there. Mayhews spins it up to center. Left on a tee into the zone. It comes now for Lundy. Lundy works it out in front of the MIINOT High goal. Puck's freed here for Morelli. He's 1-on-4 back the other way. Into the zone comes Morelli with it. He'll fire on that one. Gloved and held by the goaltender Hillstrom as he goes down and hangs on with 14:20 left of the third. 2-1 Jamestown.
Well, you see how important that play is in your own zone. Puck's loose and you can't find it and people can't get a handle on it. And it's communication. I don't think there's a lot of talking out there, and that hurts and it leads to goals.
Puck's handled here by the Jays. They're going to move it out to center ice with Ninow into the near side wing, carrying it down and firing it just wide of Conklin on the blocker side. Joe Cummings holds it inside the Jays offensive zone. Bouncing puck goes to center from Gilmore. Off to luck momentarily, but back away with it comes Cummings here on the near side wing, one of the assistant captains for the Jays, who dumps it down into the corner back in behind Conklin. Puck's taken away here by Hagen on the far side wall. D-zone for the Magi. Half boards to the point. Held in McLaughlin. Back to Cummings. Cummings is going to turn and fire. Bradley went down to block that shot. Comes back away underneath the net now for Ninow, and Ninow's got it here. Ninow's so good with the puck and just patience. Works it up to the line. Here's a drive that came in. Taken by Luck. He moves it forward. Tried to feed it up to Gilmore. MIINOT needs a change. They go off for one. And it's Jamestown with some room here on the near side wing. Taken away, though. Here comes Swankstu. He's got a breakaway. Swankstu's in. Backhand top shelf. Oh, he scored. Swankstu with a highlight reel tally. And the Magi have tied it at 2 off a deadly turnover at neutral, and Swankstu made him pay.
Well, that's what we're talking about. You don't get many chances like that. The puck kind of came off the rotated D to D, and the puck came hard off the sideboards, and the Jamestown defenseman just kind of got by him, and Swankstu, good hustle, just kind of beat the guy up the middle, and then put a nice move on Hillstrom.
10th goal of the season for Ben Swankstu, and that's point number 23. And the Magi fans have some life here in Fargo as we're tied at 2-2. Puck's going to be sent down into the zone. Offensive territory for the Magi. Swankstu's got it again here on the near side wing. The only knock I have on the tournament here in Fargo this weekend, you can't hear a single thing the PA guy's saying in either one of these rinks.
It's kind of like the Charlie Brown, the microphone.
Somebody just turn it up already, will you? Puck's taken here by Radke. He's over the zone. Top of the circle. Puck goes down into the offensive territory where Radke's back behind the net of Hillstrom. Puck's worked away on the near side. Comes up to Morelli at the line. He shuffles it down. I do have to say, my wife is listening to the hockey game, and she's probably sitting there smiling and shaking her head saying, I told you to get your ears checked already, and you need hearing aids, old man. Come on. Maybe it's on me. Maybe you need hearing aids too. Who knows? Puck comes back away now where it's worked back up to the far side top of the circle. Radke fires it in, taken there by Deal. He'll help him dump it down into the zone, and the puck's freed down by Jamestown. They come back away to center ice, and it comes up now to Bradley at neutral. He dumps it in, Luck's in after it, tried to get a hand on it, couldn't, as it was taken there by Rene, and Rene worked it out.
Just hit the pipe, just pulling up the crossbar.
Came back to Morelli, and he had the opportunity, fired it up and hit the pipe. Puck comes back underneath the net now. Hillstrom's blocker side, delayed offsides on the Magi. And this place has an atmosphere in it like we haven't seen yet this weekend.
Oh, I didn't mean to cut you out there. The my defenseman went to dump it in and hit the referee and went right to one of our guys. That's how he kind of got the shot on goal. But you're seeing some strange bounces out here. You just have to be ready for them.
Puck's going to be sent in on Hillstrom's blocker side. Big thanks to my wife, by the way, for taking care of the house and the little guy during tournament time. I haven't been home a whole lot lately. Thanks a lot, honey. We do appreciate you so much. The fans do as well. She deserves a lot of credit, really. Puck's going to be taken here and sent all the way in. Conklin down to Anita. Play it left in behind for Bradley. And Bradley coughed it up here on the near side. Comes out in front. Here's a drive. They scored. Out in front of the net. The Blue Jays got it out front. And a twisted wrister beats Conklin. Low glove side. And Roldson puts it into the back of the net for his second of the game. The Blue Jays lead 3-2.
Tough break for MIINOT. Had a bad turnover, and that's what talk about that play. You can't have turnovers like that against teams like these. They'll just make you pay, and they're asking for trouble, and you see where it ends up in the back of the net.
Jamestown scored first in the second period. MIINOT scored second. Then Jamestown took the lead back. MIINOT then tied them up. Jamestown's got a goal again here, and they've got the lead back. Can MIINOT continue the pattern here in this third period and tie it up, or will MIINOT with the puck now try to take a 2-goal lead? It's 3-2 on the First International Bank and Trust scoreboard. Jamestown's on top, and there's 11:02 to play here in regulation. Swankstu's into the zone. Hit the Branks. He was up, and a nice hit coming there from 23. That was Jorison. Puck's going to be handled by the Blue Jays back in their own territory. Flipped up to center. Look out. That one comes towards us here. The seats. It falls down onto the ice surface before it gets up into the crowd. Puck's going to be taken here by the Magi back in their own territory, and Radke's got it back behind their MIINOT high net. Radke went to Esslinger on the far side. Now it's pushed to center. Off of Swankstu and Kane, but it's turned over, and here come the Jays back in. Mahoney fires on, and the stop is made from Conklin. Puck's back behind the MIINOT high net, away to the near side wing. Tied up on the half boards. Take it back away over to the far side. Half wall, trying to clear the Magi. They can't. Sent back in underneath the net where Radke's in after it for the Magicians. Reverses it back to Matson. He's had enough of that, and Brock Matson says 200 feet, see you later. And he ices it down for the Magi with 10:08 to play here in this third period. It is 3-2. Jamestown's on top. Down the stretch we come.
It's tough. It's the last 10 minutes. You've got to really tighten up. I mean, there's a lot of game left, but if you're MIINOT, you've got to get back down. You've got to get aggressive down the other end, get some more shots. We don't think still haven't had enough shots.
Puck's going to be handled here at center ice by Roldson. Gilmore almost took it away, but it's Jamestown that's right back in with it. Top of the circle, near side, glove side of Conklin. It lies as this place continues to fill up as Legacy plays Mandan next, and those fans are starting to come in here as well. It is a rowdy atmosphere inside of the Farmers Union Insurance Center at Shields Arena right now. At 9:40 ticks away in the third period. Jamestown holding a 3-2 lead currently as it's coming now off of the tape from Hagen. He'll take it and launch it to the other end of the ice surface where on the glove side of Hillstrom, the puck lays dead of the faceoff dot. Comes back away down to the Blue Jays. On the near side of the far, D to D they go, and they work up to center ice where it's going to be taken there by Jorison, and Jorison will dump it in where Reed Cooper's in after it. Cooper went to Bradley on the near side, back to Locke, up to center, pushed ahead, taken back by McLaughlin. He fired it forward, went off of Jones into the Jamestown bench. And with 9:09 to play in this third period, we've got a face-off coming in the neutral ice zone. It is 3-2. Stick around for the Shots Crossroad postgame show here today. Shots Crossroads, where team buses are always welcome. Try the famous number 99. If you haven't tried it, I recommend the banana cream pie. Face off on the blocker side of, the puck came into the blocker side corner of Conklin. MIINOT High is going to bring it out to send it all the way down. You hear that? I start thinking about banana cream pie, and it's just haywire in the brain. Puck's back in behind the net where it goes to the Jays. They're trying to clear it out of there. They will up to the line. Soccered and held by Deal as he kicked it forward. He's going to hold it again, only momentarily. Here comes Ninow. Ninow's in on a 1-on-2. Back the other way. Fanned the shot as Radke got the stick in his way. Puck's underneath the goal line now. Blue Jays have it. They go over to the far side wing. Taken here by Jones, and Jones will work it up to center. Comes into the possession of the Magi. D-man here on the far side. Jones trying to clear. He can't. Nino's got it again. Nino underneath the goal line. Puck is tied up down and deep. Cummings in there battling along with Luck. Luck and Cummings are about to have a WWE slam down in the corner. That dissolves, and we go to center now here for Morelli and the Magi, who dumps it and chases it down as he'll actually peel off and go to the bench. Mountain High's got a wholesale change. 8 on the dot to play in the third. Jamestown's up by a goal. It's 3-2 as this one's sent in for an icing by the Blue Jays. And the faceoff will come back on Hillstrom's glove side.
Well, if you're MIINOT, I'm not saying you have to start taking chances, but everything's got to be put on net. You've got to just crash the net, look for anything that Hillstrom, he's not leaving a lot. He doesn't leave a lot of rebounds out, but we've got to get something that's going to be a greasy one here.
Goals have been hard to come by for the opponents of the Jamestown Blue Jays over the last 5 games. They've outscored their opponents 24-5 in that time, and keep in mind they lost yesterday by 3. Think about those numbers. 5 goals against in the last 5 games, and 3 of them came yesterday. Hillstrom has been sensational down the stretch with the best numbers in the WDA. 1.76 goals against average. The All-West region player has been big here today. Mountain High trying to crack him now. Drive came in. Stop was made. Hillstrom. Puck comes back away into the possession here on the near side wing as it's taken by the Blue Jays up to center. Cummings had it there. He's going to dump it in. That's Mayhus rather, who sends it down into the corner. Bradley's in after it. Bradley goes back away to the far wall where it's going to be taken by Esslinger up to center. He'll hit the brakes. He sends it across with a saucer pass to Swangstu. Swangstu takes it down. He sends it out front. Oh, Deal was there. Couldn't get a stick on it. Puck goes to the far side wall. Esslinger trying to hold it in the offensive zone. He will with the help of Deal. No, he can't. It's out to center as Rene sent it out. Mountain High gets it there and just dumps it right back in. We're within 7 minutes from the post-game show here today, and that's bad news for the Magi because the sands of the hourglass, these are the days of our lives, and the sand is running out in a hurry. They trail by a goal. It's 3-2. Handled now here by the Blue Jays. Back behind their own net. Mahoney away to the near side. Trying to clear it up to Rolson. He does, and Rolson's going to walk in on Cooper. Cooper pastes him against the near side wall. Still with it. Here's a drive. That one went up off of Conklin's shoulder on the attempt that came from out front. Jamestown with the puck. Hunter Nelson, who's got a tally here today, went to the point. McLaughlin fired in, stop and knock down. Puck's handled by the Magi. Up to center they come with Hagen. Hagen's going to dump it in here. A bouncer came in on Hillstrom, and Hillstrom just slows up shop with 6:06 remaining in a 3-2 hockey game. Jamestown's on top.
That's a good whistle for MIINOT. Now you get an offensive face-off here. I'm not sure why I didn't play it, but if you're MIINOT, yeah, you take that face-off any time, but we've got to start bearing down. You're getting down to a little over 6 minutes. All these face-offs are important now.
It's crunch time. Face-off on the glove side of Hillstrom. Luck was in on the draw. He won it back up to the point. Manson to his partner Radke. Sends it in wide. Caroms off the end boards. Jones almost had a handle on it. Puck's taken here by Mayhus, who worked it away to the near side wing. Then Radke got it. Credit the officials in both games that MIINOT's played and that we've broadcasted here at the state tournament. They have let him play, and it's been fun to see that happen here. Only the blatant stuff being called, and the ones called here today have been blatant for the most part. Puck taken by Nino. He tried to fire it, but he fanned on it. Goes away to the far side for Jones. Jones trying to clear his own end. Comes into the possession now for Matson. Matson with a backhand. Shoveled it across the neutral ice zone. Trying to get it down and deep, and it's taken here by the Jays, who bring it right back in with the dump in. Matson's got it again. Saucer to center off to Luck, and Luck's got space down to the near side. That space closes quickly, but he gets it to Morelli. He'll turn and fire. Oh, flashy glove save. Nice shot from Morelli down low. Even better stop from Hillstrom. He flashes the leather and keeps it 3-2 Blue Jays.
Well, it's all got to be on net at this point. I mean, we're going to have the defensemen probably have to start pinching a little bit more, and you've got to try anything. You're down one. You can't. Let's try to get something before you have to pull your goalie.
Off the draw on the blocker side of Hillstrom. 5:13 to play on the first International Bank and Trust scoreboard. Jamestown's got a all right size student section here today. Out in front of the net, it came for Swangstu. Will we see any rabbits here today? I don't think so. They probably would have already been on the ice, I'd have to assume. Not sure what the Farmers Union Insurance Center's policy is on dead jackrabbits on the ice, but I'm sure it's probably not good to that favor. Puck away to the near side wing, handled by the Blue Jays. In the offensive zone, this puck's going to go all the way back over to the far side, hit the glass above the Buffalo Wild Wings sign as that puck went from one side of the zone to the other. Now it's going to be pushed out by the Magi. Jays get it back at center. They try to push it back ahead, and then Bradley interrupted that party. Goes now to Swangstu, and Swangstu's got it here. Swangstu in his own end. To the near wall, got it off to Freeman. Freeman tried to go through the middle, and it's taken away there by the Blue Jays, and now it's taken back away by Esslinger. He's going to carry in with it. Esslinger got it off to Eli Hansen. Hansen underneath the goal line. Now free to Tanslinger from the corner. Back to Hansen underneath the net. The Magi set it up here. Comes back away now underneath the goal line. Off to Swangstu. Hansen's got the motor turning down and deep. Sent it to the corner. Blue Jays took it away. We're down to 4 on the dot to play in the third period. 3-2 Jamestown leads on the First International Bank and Trust scoreboard. Hunter Nelson into the offensive zone here for Jamestown. Far side wing. At the goal line, it's going to be tied up in deep. Bradley's got him pinned up there, but it's free to McLaughlin at the line. He just darts it down to the corner, and it's sent around the end boards where it's going to be taken here by the Magi. Swangstu to center, onto the tape for Hagen. Hagen's into the zone with it. Top of the circle, Hagen had his pocket picked by Hunter Nelson, and Nelson moves it forward. Hagen takes it back off the wall and dumps it back in. 3.5 to play in regulation. 3-2, Jamestown's on top. Winner moves on, loser goes home, and it's the Blue Jays right now. They're looking to extend their stay at the Holiday Inn Express with the 1-goal lead. Luck's got it here on the far side, trying to move it ahead forward to Jones. He does, but Jones unable to move it out. Here's the Blue Jays back with the puck. It was taken there, and Gerhardt tried to send it towards the net of Conklin. Goes back away to the far wing where Radke goes right up the middle, no zone, right onto the tape. Here's a drive coming. Conklin hangs on to it. 3 minutes left here in the third period. I'm going to say it one more time, and that will be it. Young defensemen that listen to this game. I don't care if you're from Jamestown. I don't care if you're from MIINOT. I don't care if you're from Carnduff. I don't care where you're at. You can't throw it up the middle. You just can't do it. The no zone is the middle. It's called the no zone for a reason. It's cost the Magi this tournament so many times. Puck's taken here on the near side wing. Defensive zone for the Magicians. Use the walls, use the glass. Out in front of Cave. Stop was made there from the netminder, Noah Conklin. Comes back now away into the possession here of Luck on the near side up to Jones. He's going to push it off ahead. This one sent all the way down. It was tipped, so icing's waved off. Matt Stockert about to blow a gasket on the far side, the bench. He's coming alive. He thought that one was a clear icing. Doesn't matter anyway. Nienau's in with it on a 2-on-2. Nienau back to Cummings. Fire, save. Nienau on the side of the net. Had his pocket picked by Bradley, and Bradley sends it up the near side wing. 2:20 to play in the third period. 3-2. Jamestown on top, but here comes Morelli up to center. Morelli's in. Sends it down. Jones in the corner. Sends it underneath the goal line. It's going to be freed here for the Blue Jays. Underneath their net with Zalumski's. Zalumski's strumming there with Morelli. It comes back away to Jones. Morelli has it, trying to tuck it in on the side of the cage. Two Magi are down behind the net. It's going to be freed down for the Blue Jays. And here comes Gerhardt to center. He flips it up and down. This one rolls back into MIINOT High territory. Didn't get to the end line, and Bradley's got it. We're within 2 minutes of regulation ending here in Fargo with a 3-2 lead for the Blue Jays, and it's the Magi with Swangstu. He's got a goal today, goes out to center with it, and Swangstu works it back down to Bradley. Sends it across to his partner, Reed Cooper, and Cooper's ahead with it. He's over center ice. He'll dump it down back behind Hillstrom. 85 seconds to play. Off goes Conklin. Empty net for the Magi, and it's away to the near side wing where Cooper pinches in for the Magi D. Down to 1:15 to play. MIINOT trailing by a goal. Puck is freed on the far side. Esslinger back up top. Now handled here by Luck. He fired it down to the corner. Esslinger's got it underneath the net. He's pinned up there. It's freed now to Esslinger, and Esslinger works it back over. Swangstu underneath the net, trying to send it out in front. Stop was made. Back to the far corner. There's the 1 minute call. MIINOT needs a goal to stay alive. Here comes back over. Cooper turns and fires. Hillstrom went down and he made the stop.
He had a guy back door too, I think. Somebody was sneaking down low and it would have just been a tap in, but I don't think he saw him.
51.6 seconds remain here in this third period. 3-2. Jamestown leads, and we've got a timeout coming, I do believe, for the Magi. It is timeout for the Magi. We're going to keep it inside of Farmers Union Insurance Center here at the Shields Arena. Nick Hulberg, Matt Morelli on the call. Well, it's crunch time. If you're Jason Bennett, John Grubb, and Jordan Willard, what are you talking about in that huddle right now for the Magicians?
Well, you probably got to have a play with the face-off. Either I would get it to the wall and get it back to the point, set it up back there. You got to have a shot. You treat it like a power play, but you've got to probably get. First of all, you got to get possession of it, get control, and then get a couple guys in front of the net to screen Hillstrom. That's the only thing you can do. It's going to have to be a rebound, a deflection, tip shot, something like that, because there's really not. It really is just getting pucks on the net. It's not rocket science by any means. You need a break. You probably need somehow to get lucky, but you've got to start by winning that face-off. You talk about how important things to hockey are. And when you're down and you have a chance to tie the game or try to score, you've got to win face-offs. You have to win it. You got to get the right guy you want. Depending on what handed they are, I would say, get a right-hander out there and push it to the wall. I mean, that's what I would tell them. But we'll see what they do here. It's your gambling. You're taking a chance. You're taking chances.
Do or die.
Do die.
51.6 seconds could remain in the season. Puck's handled by the Magi. They win it. Morelli on a tee, sent it in. Empty net for the Magi. Still, don't forget, it's taken here by the Jays. They fire it down. Hit the glove of Bradley all the way down to the corner. Bradley's in a foot race with Rolston. Rolston's got it. Under 38 seconds to play in the period now as the Magi are hemmed in their own zone. Here with Morelli, had his hand stripped there. Comes to knee now. He shoots and scores. And the Blue Jays are going to live to see another day. It's 4-2. With 31 seconds left, and the state's top producer adds another one to his junior season resume.
Tough break for MIINOT. Like you said, you need to get really lucky. You pull your goalie. You need shots to get through. They got blocked. They got knocked down. I didn't see what happened. It looks like somebody got in the way of it, and that's just the way it is. That's a tough ending for MIINOT.
Well, there's 31 seconds left. John Grubb holds the record in the WDA tournament for the 2 quickest goals against Bismarck High in a region championship. He scored 11 seconds apart. Hunter Akers scored 2 5 seconds apart this year for Bismarck High up in Botno. That's a hand pass. There's no call on the play, but it's going to be handled now by the Magi. We're down to 18 seconds. Now 17. Kids count them down. The Magi are going to end their season on a 16-10 record on the year. Jamestown's going to improve to 21-5. We're down to 4 seconds to play. And this one is all but over here in Fargo, and the season's going to come to a close for the Magi. Hats off on a good year. The team that lost 15 graduating seniors last year, they come back and win the West Region regular season crown. They tie with Jamestown. Both of these teams deserve a lot of credit. Both of the coaching staffs deserve a lot of credit. And this one's over. Jamestown advances. They eliminate the Magi here at the State High School Hockey Tournament. Seniors that are on this Magician group, a lot to be proud of. Hockey career that comes to an end for some of them here today, and that just flat out isn't fun, is it?
No. Tough way. That's going to sting for a while, but that's sports. These guys got a lot to learn. You're going to, not everything's finishes the way you want. You got to sometimes take your lumps along the way to get better down the long run, and that's just, you hate to say it for the seniors when this is it for them. Their career is over for a lot of these guys, but guys coming back, you got a lot of work to do in the off season. I mean, there's always something to get better at, improving on strength and training and what you do to improve for next fall, and that's the way they should be looking at it. So there's always the best guys in sports and gals are always looking for ways to improve, and they want to get better. Take a little time off from the season, let your body recover, and then get back to training or whatever sport you're going next. Most of these kids these days seems like it's just one sport athletes, but either way, it's always tough when somebody's got to go home and that's it.
This time it's the Magi. Next time, who will it be? That's the beauty of sports, like you just mentioned, Matt. Time for our Shots Crossroad post-game show. We'll have about a 2-minute commercial break. Should be long enough for me to get on the Tony Robbins website, book our trip to Denver for the seminar to stay positive here. We'll come back. We'll break this one down. Jamestown wins 4-2 over the Magi That was a good hockey game. Top to bottom, that was entertaining. Matt Stockert's crew deserves a lot of credit for that one and a lot of credit for a great season for them. We'll tell you about it when we come back. Shots Crossroad postgame show is next. It's North Dakota High School Hockey State Tournament coverage on the PSP Network. We'll break down the Magi's final game of the year when we come back.
Remember where this goes?
I don't know.
Are you sure it was a clicking and not a zoom, zoom?
I think your quash litter valve's stuck.
Do you even have insurance? If we soak it, it should be good.
No matter how much you know or don't know about your vehicle, trust the experts at Tires Plus. Real answers from real mechanics.
Inspections are free to ensure your vehicle is always in peak condition.
Thinking service? Think Tires Plus.
Thanks for buying some fruit.
Great smiles come from Vibeto Orthodontics. Vibeto Orthodontics is a certified Invisalign provider. Invisalign fits your budget and your lifestyle. Braces for children, teens, and adults with affordable monthly payments. Schedule your complimentary consultation and exam by logging on to VibetoOrthodontics.com or by calling 701-839-6010.
Great smiles come from Vibeto Orthodontics.
Shots Crossroad postgame show is upon us for the final time of the year for Magi hockey. They fall today to Jamestown by a score of 4-2 on an empty net goal from Nolan Niedow. Nick Hulberg here, joined by Matt Morelli in just a moment. Hockey community is so beautiful. He's talking to somebody right now that used to play hockey against his dad, Reggie Morelli. Neat story. Fantastic stuff. Gotta love the sport of hockey, don't you? It just is a bummer that there has to be a winner and a loser. And today, MIINOT High was the loser. Today, Jamestown was the winner, and Jamestown's a pretty darn good hockey team. I had them picked to be a state championship contender here for 21-22. And not an easy path here at the State High School Hockey Tournament for the Magi. You got to go through Davies. Only had 3 losses on the season. That was against Moorhead, Fargo South, and Red River. And then you get Jamestown against the most high-powered offense in the state of North Dakota with the top producer and the top goaltender. Wasn't an easy ride for the Magi by any means, and they end up on the short end of this one here today. They fall 4-2. It's our Shots Crossroad postgame show. Shots Crossroads. It's located in the Magic City on the 2 and 52 bypass east. Shots Crossroads, home to the famous number 99 at Shots Crossroads. Fantastic stuff. I like the ham and cheese balls for an appetizer, banana cream pie for a dessert. Anything in the middle is going to be fantastic at Shots Crossroads. Don't forget, team buses are always welcome. They're open 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Shots Crossroad brings you the postgame show for this one. Time for a game reset in the postgame show here this afternoon, and it looks like this. The Magi and Blue Jays played to a scoreless first period. 12-7 were the shots in favor of Jamestown. Conklin comes up with all 12 saves needed to keep the goose egg on the board. Hillstrom did the same thing. He went 7 for 7 in that opening period of play. In the second period, shots were reversed. The Magi outshot Jamestown 12-7. I'm sorry, 10-6 in the second. 10-6, but it was Jamestown that scored first. It was Hunter Nelson, an unassisted goal at 8:18 of the period. Nelson came down and fired one in for his 47th point of the year. He didn't have a glove on the play as it was a shorthanded goal, and he had a opportunity to go coast to coast. He got slashed on the play. It knocked his glove off his hand. He didn't have a glove on the hand when he went down and buried the puck into the back of the net behind Conklin. He was beat up on the play. You got to give him credit for having some guts there. That's not an easy thing to do, and he went down and made his time worth it, putting the body on the line. He took a 1-0 lead for Jamestown at that point. Just about 2 minutes later, Kelton Esslinger picked one up on the back doorstep after Zach Deal put a shot on goal. Hillstrom made the pad save, and then Esslinger got it to pounded it into the back of the net for his 21st point of the season. 1-1 at the end of 2 periods. We get into the third. Jamestown scores first, third, and fourth. Jamestown gets 3 in that third period of play, starting with Brooks Roldson from Hunter Nelson, a minute 45 in, and Roldson picks up his 33rd point of the year. Hunter Nelson adds another one on his resume. MIINOT's Ben Swangstu then tied it up at 3:40. Swangstu went down, found the top shelf, and Swangstu scored for his 23rd point of the season. Goal number 10 for Swangstu. That's where his season ends. Brooks Roldson then gets the game-winning goal from Tyson Jorison. That was at 5:36 of the period, and Roldson puts it to the back of the net. Roldson grabs another one. 2 goals in the third period for him. Nolan Niedow and Brooks Roldson again, this time at 16:29, and it was an empty net tally that has Jamestown up 4-2 for good, and that's how it ends here today. Final shots on goal, 30-24. Jamestown wins that category. Conklin with 27 stops on 22 shots. 27 shots on 30. My goodness, 27 saves on 30 shots on goal. Hillstrom ends up with 22 saves on 24 shots on goal. MIINOT High's power play, not very good today. They gave up 1 shorthanded goal. They had 5 opportunities. Jamestown ended up with 3 power plays, and they were unable to score on the man advantage also. Jamestown stays alive to move on to play the winner of the game that is warming up right now, and that's Legacy and Mandel. MIINOT season is done. It is the Shots Crossroads postgame show. Time to announce our Move the Game, brought to you by our friends at Roger Ward Moving and Storage. If you're moving across town or across the country, let Roger Ward Moving and Storage help you with your moving and storage needs. Locations in MIINOT, Bismarck, Fargo, and Aberdeen. It's Roger Ward Moving and Storage. Find them online, rogerwardmovingandstorage.com. Our move of the game today for me has got to be Hunter Nelson. Senior Athlete of the Year for the West Region, tied with Ekblad for that honor. He went from coast to coast, did what he needed to do to fend off the Magi defenders without a glove on his dominant hand, and ended up putting it into the net while he got his fingers almost whacked off there. It was a bad situation for him, but it worked out. He ended up scoring. There's our move of the game, brought to you by Roger Ward Moving and Storage. When we come back, we'll name our MVP of the contest, and Matt and I will break down this contest for the final time of the year as the Magi fall to Jamestown here today. Final was 4-2 on the First International Bank and Trust scoreboard.
Carson, timeout.
Who calls a timeout in this game?
Me, I'm icing the kicker.
Really?
It'll give us more time to talk about First Western Bank and Trust,
Like our convenient online banking.
along with smart trust service options.
We're all about hometown service with bankers that know you and the community.
Okay, go ahead and kick.
I don't believe this.
First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
The 30-inch Galactic Pizza is out of this world. There's nothing like it anywhere else in MIINOT. Too much to handle? Try one of our famous large specialty pizzas like the Blue Buffalo. Get the best pizza in MIINOT and play some laser tag. At Planet Pizza, South Broadway, MIINOT.
The magic of what we do really comes down to combining different aspects of patient care. Here at Premier Chiropractic, we love combining soft tissue work, the adjustment, and exercises together. We found that this gets the best results for our patients. We have 3 chiropractors to fit the needs of the entire family, a rehab area for our exercises and equipment, for any athlete to improve performance. Give us a call and we will get you back to doing what you love.
At Shots Crossroads, we make 8 gallons of homemade ranch dressing every day, so you can smother your dinner salad with it, dip those crispy golden French fries in it, and dunk your breaded chicken strips. You can even cover your... Wait, no. You can't put ranch on steak. Or can you? Shots Crossroads. Don't forget the ranch.
MIINOT High's hockey season comes to an end today with a 4-2 loss to the Jamestown Blue Jays. In loser round play, the state high school hockey tournament, Nick Hulberg, joined by Matt Morelli here on the Shots Crossroads postgame show. Today's Shots Crossroads. How about that commercial with the chicken strips? I'm telling you, it looks delicious, doesn't it? Shots Crossroads, where team buses are always welcome. Final order of business here today is to name our MVP of the contest. Sport Clips brings you the MVP. Sport Clips located in MIINOT and Bismarck, where you can get the MVP haircut experience at Sport Clips. Find them in MIINOT and Bismarck. I think you got to give a lot of credit to Noah Conklin here today for what he did for the Magi in the goal pipes today and yesterday for the Magicians. He was MIINOT High's best player, hands down, both days here at the state tournament. Nice work from him. Good job from Noah Conklin, our MVP last night. He's going to share that honor today because I think he deserves credit today against the high-powered offense from Jamestown. But how about the play of Roldson today? I'd say Brooks Roldson definitely deserving. He scored 2 goals, including the game winner today for the Jamestown Blue Jays. He also added an assist, a 3-point game for Roldson. He is our MVP of the contest, brought to you by Sport Clips in MIINOT and Bismarck. Going to see if we can bring Matt Morelli in just to close out this season for us real quick. We'll just put our finishing touches on it. Kind of fun. I told the fans that there's a gentleman here that sought you out that played against Reggie. I hate to interrupt that, but I just want to get your closing thoughts real quick here on the matchup here today for the Magi. Tough way to lose out and end the season, but nevertheless, hard-fought year for the Magi, a good year for the Magi. They're my pick next year to win the West Region. I'm going to go on record saying that now. I think they're going to bring a lot back. Positives that you can take out of this year, there's certainly more positives than negative, you'd have to say, right?
Yeah, I mean, we talk about it together when we're kind of off air sometimes about being tough on MIINOT. And we're no matter what game we're calling, we're going to be tough on that team if they're making mistakes. It's because we care. You want to see these players develop and get better and improve from start of the year till state tournament time. And when you're playing these good teams, there's no freebies when it comes down to the state tournament. You can just showing up doesn't guarantee you're going to win the game. And you can't always just think, well, I'll let the top end guys do all the work, and I sure hope we do well. Let's go get them. That doesn't usually work in hockey. You've got to suck it up. You need everyone. You need everyone on the bench working as a group. Are there going to be some bad times? Sure. MIINOT had some low times this year. We probably weren't playing our best hockey, but like you said earlier, you come to the state tournament, you got to play a top end team your first game. That's a tough break. You see how important it is when you get that seeding in West Region play. You want to be number 1 or number 2. We weren't this year. Not saying that's the reason we lost 2, but it can have such a huge effect on who you play. Where we match up, say if you play Davies the first game, that's a tough matchup for us. They're just so much bigger, physical, and more and just faster. Where say we come in as a 1 or 2 and we have a different matchup with someone else, that's a whole different story. And you never know. But getting back to the season, yeah, you take away positives. There was a lot of bright spots that we got. A lot of guys returning. You hate to talk about the guys that are going to be leaving the program, and that's the way it goes in sports. You got to tip your cap and tell those guys, nice job. You had a great career. We're thank them for everything they've done for MIINOT High hockey and for the program. And then the guys coming back that say, look, I've got a lot of work to do in the off season. If every guy, you have to look in the mirror and say, where does my game need to go? How can I get better? Do I want to get better? You have to like want to know, and you have to realize what you need to get better at. Whether somebody's telling you, these guys, they get to that age, they know what they need to work on. They know where they have to improve, what areas need more emphasis than other ones. You and I visit about putting the extra time in, shooting pucks, stick handling, the strength training. I mean, if all these kids aren't thinking about what they need to do come next fall, that there's something wrong with you as an athlete. They have to want to be. You take it when you're going up against these top end guys, Nino and the Stibbies and the Bullingers and Nelson and all the other teams. That they're tie end guys. They're there for a reason. They put in the time to work on their game and hone their craft. They want to be better. You always, no different than you saying, I want to be like a top end guy doing games. That's human nature. If you're satisfied with average, you're going to get exactly that. But why not say, look, we've got a decent core coming back. They're going to have to answer some. Going to be some certain areas that are going to be more important than others. But if you're looking for Mile High hockey, I think it's looking good. But we also say, if you're going to get respect from the Eastern schools and the top end schools, you have to beat them on a more regular basis. And give hats off to Jamestown. It was a battle today. That was a kind of a dogfight. There was wide open play at times, and we had some penalties. They had some penalties. We just seemed like when we had a couple chances, those guys, they find ways to bury them. You give your snipers and your top end guys, they usually don't miss when they get the opportunity.
Matty, we sure appreciate your time with us this year on the PSP Network. Hope you're back for another season. The invite is there for you next year. Of course, it was a great ride with you. I had a blast. Thanks again for all your time, your analysis all year long, and the fun that we got to have this year on the PSP Network and calling these games. Great job. Thank you so much.
Sure. Yeah, it was. Thank you. I'm just here to bring a different side of it. And whether it's sometimes, I'm a little strong on players. I try not to. It's not not picking on any particular player or a position guy or a coach. It's just we're trying to be as honest as we can for the people that can't be here in person. And for some of these games lately, it's just been audio only, and we're honest. I think if people don't like honest a call or opinion, I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. But I think if you're a viewer or listener, you want to know what's going on as close to detail as we can make it without being personal and telling, getting personal with referees and things like that. We don't do that. I don't think that'd be fair to the audience. But I appreciate, like I said, when people will give us feedback, and we appreciate all our listeners from far and wide, wherever people are listening. If more people can get an idea of what PSP Network is all about, then I think it's just if you're growing your product, and I think you should be proud of yourself for coming up with this whole plan.
I sure appreciate you, man. Yeah, I love it. I think that's exactly the message. You said it earlier this year. You tell it how it is, and that's just how it is. We appreciate you, Matty, for joining us here on the PSP Network.
Right. Okay, buddy.
We'll see you at the rink. We'll see you soon. That's Matt Morelli. Joined us for a full season here on the broadcast. We thank you so much. Thank all those fans as well that have been here with us for the entire schedule of Magi hockey. We thank all those sponsors. Without them, we frankly wouldn't be here. A big thank you to all those sponsors. Big thanks today to the coaches that joined us, Matt Stockert before the showdown, and John Grubb. Those coaches all year long for taking time before their high school hockey matchups to be a part of these broadcasts. We thank them. Big thanks again to Matt Morelli. Fantastic stuff from the former University of North Dakota Fighting Sioux forward and former MIINOT High greats. Thanks to everybody for joining us for the state tournament for Magi coverage. We're going to shift gears, go back over to the Shields Arena. Dave Wilson will enter the broadcast booth with me tonight for the state semifinals of North Dakota high school hockey. It's an all-EDC championship that's brewing because it's an all-EDC semifinal. Tonight, we'll be on the air at 5:10 with a pregame show for West Fargo Cheyenne and Fargo Davies. 30 minutes after that one, you've got Fargo South taking on Grand Forks Red River. We'll have the call of both of those on the PSP Network tonight. Bring Wilbur into the booth. It should be a lot of fun. Semi-final night at State Hockey always is fun. We'll have the state championship tomorrow as well, and that will be the only coverage that we have on the PSP Network moving forward through the rest of the weekend. Big thanks to everyone mentioned here today. Final time from the Farmers Union Insurance Center here at the Shields Arena. It's Jamestown that ends the Magician season. 4-2 is the final. Congratulations to Matt Stockert's group. One heck of a year for them. They win the West Region regular season title and the and the WDA championship for the first time since '95. They'll play tomorrow for a 5th place trophy either against Mandan or Legacy. Hats off to the Magi. Nice season, boys. Looking forward to next year. Nick Hulberg signing off until tonight for the pregame show, the semifinals of the State Boys Tournament. Have a good day, good afternoon, and God bless.
Hi guys, what can I get you guys today? I don't know what to order. Would you like to hear the story of how I learned what to order?
Whoa, what is that?
That's called a big rig, little lady, and that's the best dead-gum meal here at Shots Crossroads.
Don't wait just a gall-darn minute, Harry. You know darn well the best thing about Shots is breakfast. A 99 is how it's done.
You mean a 109?
No, I don't.
The real pros know that it starts with dessert. No matter what you get, everything begins with a caramel roll.
Hey, little dude. The truth is, there's a lot of right answers on this menu. My favorite is the golden crispy chicken strips and crinkle cut fries. Just listen to your heart, and you can't go wrong. Now go make that order, bud. Oh, hey, kid, whatever you do, don't forget the ranch.
So what you're saying is, as long as I follow my heart, I can't make a wrong choice?
No, kid. The point of the story is order whatever you want.
All right, I'll take a big rig, a 99, a 109, an order of chicken strips with crispy fries, and I'd take a caramel roll to start with, please. Wait, and don't forget the ranch.